dollars in your hair, get your boots on dear, cause we're going out there, don't care about the dress code, put it on, let's go, girls go wild, cause we're going out fresco, ha, no need to perform, hands on our bodies gonna keep us feels warm, we need social reform, cause we're just so criminal, linguist subliminal, damage is minimal, 4% our largest fraction, massive attraction, going all action, stop that, I'm gonna need a reaction, drop that, you already got your reaction, me, I'm gonna keep on smiling, you're gonna need restyling, I got a quote back from the jeweler, you're getting 20% cooler. Yeah, own this beat. You can call me a king or a ruler, filling on bass, getting horse in the mic. We're getting 20% cooler. We had a great day out, calling my name like Ferris Bueller. It's time to wrap this up. We're getting 20% cooler. 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 Reduce that treble, there's an 8 or a 9 who think they're on my level like a rebel in a bunker getting shot with a mortar. Bump up and down cause I think you're order. Place your hand on my thigh, don't be coy, I can hear you sigh. Grinding your hips, I'll be flashing my pink and in 10 seconds flat, you'll be back with a drink. Whoa, bring out the Bacardi. Twirling sparkle up in the body, it's hot that. Like a phone in a Cold War room on the 3rd floor, knocking on my front door. Me, I'm kind of a rarity, you work that dexterity. Lean back now, here's what I meant. Getting caught out like 20%. Yeah, own this beat. You can call me a king or a ruler, filling on bass, getting horse in the mic. We're getting 20% cooler. We had a great day out, calling my name like Ferris Bueller. It's time to wrap this up. We're getting 20% cooler. 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 Yeah, own this beat. You can call me a king or a ruler, filling on bass, getting horse in the mic. We're getting 20% cooler. We had a great day out, calling my name like Ferris Bueller. It's time to wrap this up. We're getting 20% cooler.
Good evening all. Good evening all. How are we doing? I am definitely awake and not dead. I slept for like 3 hours. That's so good. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Holy fucking shit. How are things? What's going on? Oh, fucking hell. Okay. Jesus Christ. So, good evening. I am so tired I feel drunk. I am finally taking a couple of days off from my general life, and I'm here with you lovely people. Wunderbar. We're gonna do something different tonight. Though I should disclose, before this stream started, I have had so many messages about shit that's gone on in the ACC today. Stop doing things. Stop fucking doing things, okay? I want you to chill out. I want you to relax. I want you to stop fucking doing... Beckett is having a stroke like Mercia. Dog, gun, female cop, dog, gun. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm fucking at. Holy shit. So, I'm meant to be being joined by a tipster expert. An authority upon the subject. Because we're going to be going over this person. Because this happened ages ago. And Chud covered it, and Queenman covered it, and then no one else did. And I watched bits of it, and this is so weird. All of this is so fucking weird that I was like, I want to talk about it. So we're doing something different. So I need to call the South African. I say this like I'm not also South African, but see the answers. See who's awake. Let's see if South Africa has power today. I'm glad Chris is in the chat, because if Beaver doesn't, if Beaver isn't awake, Chris is coming on the fucking show. He doesn't know it yet. Might end up running him in anyway. Fuck it. Oh, Jesus Christ. What? Is this a bully stream? I don't know. Fuck. Actually, there's been some like insane shit with that today. Like, I saw Cecil McFly got fucking demonetized for some reason. No idea why. Fucking give Cecil their money back. And fucking Justic's channel got fucking deleted from YouTube. Just like gone. Like I don't think there was any warning. I don't think there was anything. It was just hi and then bye to Beaver's channel. I was like, Beaver's channel, Justic's channel. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, Beaver's didn't pick up. You know, I'm now having the Matt Pitt experience. It's interesting having the Matt Pitt experience. Holy fucking shit. Justice for Cecil. True justice for Cecil. So as far as like, I read Cecil's like community post on the subject, and they reckon, I think it was something to do with them uploading versions of a video to share it, which I was like, potentially. I don't fucking know. It seemed really weird to me, really out the fucking blue. For Justic, apparently Justic like violated the harassment policy, which again, fucking wild. Hold on, actually, we'll have a look on Twitter. I say will. I mean me. I'm gonna be so out of it this stream. This is when we need a Beavers. Fuck. Okay, where is it? Fuck. There we go. Hey, thank you. Wow, Pigeon, 5 gifted memberships. Thank you, buddy. That's awesome. I do. Aw. That was so nice. That was so nice. There we go. Shut the fuck up. You can tell my YouTube's going to be all over the place. Let's go there. Let's bring up this. X. Okay. Bring this shit up. So, this is, yeah. If you're somebody you know has successfully appealed a YouTube video termination for a violation of the harassment policy on a small channel, please send me a DM. Yeah, just like, sorry, we found your content found severe and repeated violations of harassment policy. Look, I don't think it's any secret that I'm not like a fan of Justic. Like not in like I don't like the guy, as in like I don't really care for his content. I'm not sat there watching it every day. But harassment, severe and repeated violations of what? I find it bizarre that anybody like. There's no way a human reviewed that shit. There's no fucking way, and I haven't heard any random policy changes. That just seems fucking bizarre to me. Oh, okay. I've got to kill another 5 minutes, and then we get Beavers. I know you're all really here for Beavers because he is much more of an audience draw than me. I can accept that. I know who and what I am. I get it. So yeah. Fuck. And I mean, this is fair play to him, actually. Fair play to Justic, because he has been chilled about this. Apparently he just like showing up nukes seems like I'm going to bed. I'm like fucking I don't know what I'd fucking do. This thing is okay, hold on. Jesus fucking Christ. Chris may be in luck. Give me a second. If the ACC community calls Chris homophobic, he will send this. Okay. Okay, let's have a look at what Chris has to say to the ACC community. Fucking Christ.
How can I be homophobic? I blew his fucking brains out. How can I be homophobic?
My fucking God. Thank you, Chris. Thank you. That's deeply helpful. Okay, cool. Okay, I need to set something up. Give me a second. I'm gonna be joined by people. Right. Lovely. Oh, we're so together today. Oh, it's going so well. I'm so pleased. Okay.
Hello,
Matt Pitt. How you doing?
yo, what's up?
Hey, man. How you doing, bro? How's
heard Beavers was being Beavers, so I figured I'd pop in.
He's late. He'll be here. He'll be in a couple of minutes. So you're coming to save me.
Yeah.
How are you feeling at the moment with everything?
I'm still burnt out like crazy. But I think I can talk about Tipster, no big deal. I did not know J-Stock lost his channel. This is the first time I'm hearing about it.
It's fucking yeah. I saw it this morning. It's it's rare that you see like a channel that's on like sort of the up and up on the growth just vanish under harassment policy. I actually can't remember the last time that happened. And like with Cecil with the demonetization, it just seems like a really weird fucking day. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's got to be like some sort of oversight because I don't really understand. Like, you're supposed to get like 3 strikes and you're out. I don't really understand. Like, oh, we actually found like a lot of issues with your channel, so we're just gonna take it down.
Yeah, just bye, buddy.
Sense.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
absolutely fucking wild. God, I can't imagine that happening though. That's fucking horrifying. Because like, what are you meant to do in those situations, right? This is, you know, that's such a huge chunk of income as well. And I know that he is, you know, he's a full-time content creator. Final Flash, thank you for the membership. Very base, much appreciated. Welcome to whatever we're calling members. I've got no fucking idea. Jenny hasn't told me yet because I'm completely ruled. But fuck yeah. With the Tipster stuff, I remember when this first mod call came out, and we got a Beavers. Yay! How we doing, guys?
I see we're gonna have to put you out to pasture.
Why are we putting me out to pasture?
You've learned Matt Pitt's dirty little secret, which is even after I message you, you spam call me. Sorry, buddy, but we're sending you to the glue factory.
That's fair enough. I'll wait. If I'm going to the glue factory, what's happening to Tipster? That seems unfair.
Tipster's at
we're sending him to the oil factory.
The factory. Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
You know, they used to do that with whatchamacallit, with whales back in the day. Big industry. Needed to light the homes. Needed to light the homes. People needed candles. We needed the fat.
Well, I remember when this call came out. What was it? What was your thoughts, guys, when these calls started appearing?
This person's crazy, and I want to stay away from. That's what was my thought.
Oh, yeah. Also, I remember us having a long chat about what they were.
Wait, what do you mean by what they were?
We just randomly found this, I remember. I don't know if it was a he or she. We wanted to be respectful if we were going to cover it.
Well, I mean, I remember nobody really covering it. Like, as I say, it was like only Chud and Queeman who really touched upon this individual. But this... this person, like, seemed real clout hungry. They were obsessed. Because they joined, like, Spicy Chat. They were, like, trying to talk to Chud. They went on Queeman's. We've got that call as well. But it just seemed, like, out of the blue. So I thought it was finally time to have a little watch of it. But considering where Tipster is now, because what was the last thing? Last thing was Rainbow Passage, was it? And, like, 9/11 RP.
Yes.
It does seem to have gone downhill even further since this fucking person came out. But have either of you seen this? Just so I'm aware.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool. Have you seen the other 3 videos from them?
No.
No.
Okay. Well,
we watched this and we clocked out.
Yeah.
Oh, they never joined Spicy Chat. The server, yes, but not Spicy. Okay, thank you, Bug. Thank you for the correction. Okay, well, the plot is going to thicken, but let's have a look.
Hello, everyone. Candid face reveal, because we're going to go into some information of some other nature. Now, anybody who's come from my old channel who have come to this channel know me as the modder for Zelda or Queen of Time. But in this situation, this is not what this video is going to cover. In terms of, like, my other hobbies aside from Ocarina of Time, I have real life situations. You know, things I've had to deal with, like homelessness and mental health issues. So, I'm gonna be candid and look like shit here, because this is my average day when I'm not high energy and able to go outside. Sorry for that. Allergies as well. Because let's normalize.
Isn't this the fate? When I saw this for the first time, I just thought, is this seriously somebody coming out to attack Tipster, and the first thing they're talking about is how insane they are? We are going to speed this up, but
it looks like the video. It looks like the video you find after a great tragedy. They just walk into the guy's bedroom, and this is the first thing that plays. It's the first part of his manifesto.
If you're seeing this, I have bad news or good news, depending on your opinion of me.
God.
This conversation is going to touch on a subject matter of political nature, of a side matter related to my real life struggles. Basically, the certain two public figures on the YouTube sphere, TIPSTER and Keffels and Bosch and that. Particularly, I'm going to cover on TIPSTER today, that have basically ruined the lives of many trans people, especially with the information that has especially come out more so, you know, this month than has ever in previous years, apparently. Since I'm pretty much normally, and I've finally gotten settled down, I've only gotten to know TIPSTER based on my side hobby of digital information sharing. So, for those who have watched me based on my project, welcome. You're welcome to continue to listen to this if you're interested. You do not have to. You are welcome to click off if you are not here to listen to.
By the way, how do you make commentary or like Twitch poll or whatever sound so fucking sus? My side hobby of information sharing.
Well, yeah, they're gonna talk about the fact that like this is their like superpower to like dig up dirt on people, and they need to use it for good. I'm just like, wait, what? It's it is interesting. Like
developing life skills. But I chose this path.
Tipster, if you pay the ransom now, then I won't use my powers to come find you. I won't like taken you. But okay, like we all know that certain lines on the internet shouldn't be crossed. Is it? I don't feel like this was ever talked about. At least I never saw it talked about. Why does Tipster have mods who are digging up this kind of dirt on people? Like it seems. No.
I'll defend Tipster here. Tipster mods whoever's nice to him. Like anyone who's ever interacted with him that's actually nice to Tipster and is cool with Tipster, he'll throw a mod in a heartbeat. He had Ghosty modded. He had Lord Twighton modded. He had all of like the like weird people, like some deranged, some malicious. No matter what, they would get mod. And it turned into like a clusterfuck because these people would eventually turn on him, and then he'd get like spitfired and roasted for it. But he will mod anyone who's nice to him.
Is it true that Rum turned on him? Like fully turned on him?
Yeah. She put she put like a comment underneath Toastify's video.
Oh really?
And I was like, oh man, seeing this whole timeline is crazy. I didn't know. I can't believe it took this long for me to realize, or something like that. Also, she was in a Discord VC with like Nick and Xylee and
she
a bunch of people.
She accidentally liked Tipster and then now is realizing, or
it was an accident. Yeah, totally. I don't get the whole timeline thing because she's been around for like not the majority, but a good part of like the later part of the Tipster arc.
I mean, she said that. Right, she said that, but wasn't her. So she said, "Yeah, I've seen everything that he's done. Can't believe it took me this long to realize it." Blah blah blah. You know, just the whole regular horse shit that you expect from her. But What it really was, what her main issue was she was sick and tired of him tying her name to Lolly. Every time he had a Lolly debate, he'd be like, and you know my friend Rum, right? She once liked this one image, all right? And they wouldn't let it go. And I had to go defend her.
or you do like, you know, they're saying that you're saying that Bosch likes goblin porn. Well, my friend Rom, she draws goblin porn. It's perfectly fine. So if it's mistaken as goblin porn, Rom's an expert here. Did I mention she liked Lolly at one point too? And I defended her then? Yeah.
Oh yeah, friends like these. Holy fuck.
Conversations. This is my other side project that I've been wanting to work on and discuss openly. So let's get into it. So as my side hobby, I have been pretty much anonymous until candid face reveal. So I want to cover on more informative topics, maybe in the future. And due to my digital information sharing, I know heavily how to use Google and know how to research very, very much. I know how to dig for anything that I need to find. So if TIPSTER is watching this, I think he knows.
Can we quickly
I've already
take a
told him.
detour?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. I used to, in one of the jobs I used to do previously, right? We used to call them trackers, right? Which are just people that, if you need to find somebody's information for legal purposes, right? You can give them the bare bones information, right? And they'll find everything about that person. And the thing that always struck me about these trackers is that most of them were nice old ladies, right? They were just doing it to supplement their pension. But now that I think back on it, do you think those nice old ladies were like this when they were younger?
I think a lot of a lot of this stuff, like, I don't want to piss off the overweight old lady on the internet. You know what I mean? Like, those are, when you see the documentaries about the internet sleuths and stuff, they're like, yeah, we found this person. It's always like an overweight woman. And I've been like watching like normie shit recently. I've been kind of taking a break, and I would watch this show called Baby Reindeer, and it's about a British comedian who gets stalked. And this lady's like this is like an overweight lady, you know, who just finds out everything about him and fucking calls him and texts him all the time. Those are there's like two types of people you should be scared with on the internet: the overweight lady that can find anything, or the psychotic minor who is like chaotic and wants to fuck up your life and doesn't care. Like, those are the two like the two cliches, like, stay away from, you know?
Yeah, it's I think there's also this. I mean, obviously, we all have too much fucking time, or just are insomniacs or workaholics. But you said about the old ladies, and it reminds me of a family member of mine who's like a very angry woman, and they spent their time phoning into like American radio shows, like right-wing American radio shows, and they became such a regular that like the host would be like, and now we have this person who you all know phoning in from Britain to give her takes. I'm just like, and she'd have so much time to follow all this obscure fucking American stuff that she'd be able to come in with these bizarre takes and then speak with a British accent. Oh fuck, it runs in the family. Oh shit. That's all I fucking do. But yeah, I think it's one of those where you should be worried about people on the internet with too much fucking time, and also a weird obsession, because like so much stuff is like just found through like bad fucking OPSEC as well. Like, if you don't keep things kind of caged, if you can be found by a Google search, once people know your name. Now, the weird thing I have is, and has TIPSTER, and I want to pass this question carefully. TIPSTER's been around a long time. Have they ever actually been targeted in a way that like affects their real life before?
Yes.
So this is okay.
Yeah. Yes. 100% yes.
So I mean, this wasn't like it felt weird that this was like the exception, that they were dragging this up, and almost like, I don't know, like people were surprised that it happened in Twitch poll, which I don't know if they should be, because so many people, I mean, I've spoken to people in Twitch poll who are like, well, you know, doxing is fine if they're ontologically evil, kind of thing, like if they're neo-Nazis or they're harming trans people. And I don't know whether that's contributed to making Twitch poll kind of a bit more of a vicious space, but it does seem a bit more gloves off than other corners of the internet. Like commentary seems to have like a bit more hard rules for, you know, don't flag people's channels, don't take things to the real world, just, you know, contain your autism for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But
And this particular video.
Yeah, I think it was the irony. It was the irony of Tipster leaves this community, goes to another community, and then he gets harassed by that community. I think that's what people found interesting.
yeah, I mean, it's gone in weird fucking directions. I don't know whether he's still talking to people, because the last I saw was him. The last I saw was the Rainbow Passage shit, where Rainbow Passage like disavows him. It's like, we don't know who Tipster is. Sorry, Nick Diorio. In like responding to Nick, and then that's the last I've heard. I haven't seen any of his streams at all now. Is he still doing shit?
No, I got tricked. I saw Beavers' tweet and I didn't read it right, so I retweeted it.
wait, hold on. What's Beaver's tweet?
It's in the group chat.
Oh, is it in the group chat? Hold on.
This group chat.
Okay, wait a sec. Fuck. Live with Craig Beckett. Yeah, I appreciate that, buddy. Thank you for that. You know, he's gonna.
I thought it would get you clicks.
I mean, it got me a comment from Angry Slug. Thanks, man. Oh God, he's discovered me.
I'm pulling in top quality here.
Is do you think like people like Craig Beckett will come back? Do you think they're on their return, Matt?
No.
Do you think you'll ever get your thumbnail artist back?
I think he'll never come back to this community. I think he is back, right? Like on the internet, kind of back, and he's doing thumbnails for some other group of people.
Wait, you're theorizing here because it sounds the way you said that.
No, I'm theorizing. All right? I don't talk to the homie. Me and the homie don't talk. All right, we never did.
The way you said that is like, I have knowledge. That,
Even sat there with a
maybe
quiet conversation. Hey, Craig, I don't like the new Beckett as much as I like the old Beckett. Come back.
Well, actually, Craig Beckett is hellbent. They have like a voice that modulates to sound like a Russian woman, and they're pretending to be a Russian woman. Yeah.
That would actually make a lot of sense. That would make a lot of sense. I'd buy that. That's a good internet theory. I like. We'll pixelate things. It'll be fine. Fuck.
So if I have some pauses, keep in mind, I have some cognitive issues. I try to stay on topic now and have not delay. I just
Oh
like.
my fucking God.
I'm special needs.
My issue is
Be kind.
has been recently, especially, but the fact that there has been an overt like opinion from these public figures of like, it's my opinion that speaks for everybody who's trans. But you who's trans who criticizes me, you're out. You're banned. For at all any criticism involving like Tipster mocking the guy for his hoarding issue, like, dude, look at your room. And like, I've been supported. I provided proper digital information on like the Illuminati and videos related to that to Tipster that helped project the virality of him and so many others on that issue and on Blair or Blair's on whatever. Come at me, Illuminati.
Not like she calls
This is gonna
Tipster
be
a
unmonetized
hoarder,
content.
but she's just broke. Or he's just broke.
Well, I mean, like, isn't the point of this that Tipster's not broke?
Oh, that is true.
Yeah, like,
It does come in later.
yeah. It's an interesting one. I don't know how much to believe any of that. It's again, it's
So how long has it been since you guys have flown a kite? I'm just noticing the kite in the background.
I noticed that too. Since a child, I think.
Yeah, I think I was
used to flying to the ground.
yeah, I was a teenager.
I was afraid of kites and balloons.
Wait, what?
Of course you were.
As a kid, I was afraid of
What?
they fly away. I
You
didn't want to go
watched
through the
the-
trauma of them flying away.
Matt watched the movie Ed. You just never trusted him.
I don't know what to do with. I was afraid of the trauma of losing a kite. That's
Yeah.
there has to be an
More-
underlying
more-
thing there.
More balloons than kites, but yeah, I think the fear was with the kite as well. I just didn't want it to fly away. So I felt like if I was never in possession of one, it would never fly away.
Yeah, I think this fundamentally explains the difference between me and you. I distinctly remember enjoying letting the balloons go and seeing them flying to the sky.
No. I have a distinct memory of when I was a child. I was at a fast food restaurant and I was playing on the slide. And I come out and there's this fast food worker and she has a balloon and she goes to hand it to me and I flipped the fuck out and I ran the other way.
That's incredibly fucked, man.
It's a true story.
Oh my fucking god. I feel like this is one of those things where like one day you're gonna like sit down in a therapist's office and this whole thing is like a repressed memory of like a friend you've lost along the way.
I think I got a lot of stuff to go through that'll get to. So I think that
Was the balloon named Jimmy? Was the balloon named Jimmy? Do you remember Jimmy, Matthew? Matthew, Jimmy drowned. Matthew, you have to let go of Jimmy.
It's all metaphorical.
Channel, anybody is welcome to donate to like whatever I have linked. That said, I'll tell you one thing. Tipster has this common saying: "You're not normal, dude. You don't act normal." Well, I have one thing to say: nobody's normal. I'm not normal. I have mental disorders. Nobody is normal. Normalcy is a status quo device to project a box that everybody's supposed to fit in. So if you don't fit in, technically I'm trans and queer. So already, I'm not normal. Shocker. Well, I'm not going to act normal within the sphere of like what is acceptable. Especially like if I express anger and outrage at someone, all of a sudden I get blamed in the public space for calling out a piece of shit. Because like, let's just put it this way. Anger is so suppressed in the public sphere. Anyway, we'll get past that.
What?
My problem is, yeah, you're not normal, dude. And I'll tell you what's not normal is covering your emotions and struggles with drugs and alcohol. That goes to the both of them, Keffels and Tipster, who bother to speak out and say, well, I'm the one queen opinion on all trans people. And like Tipster tries to get in on that. Like, yeah, I want to talk about trans people too. I want to be the voice of opinion. You're all leeches. You're all leeches on like the popularity of Vosh, which Menju Vosh is like chronically online, like much of you guys are. Like, gosh, I had to deal with the real life of things that these public figures have no fucking clue how they have impacted the politics in even Canada and the rest of the world. USA has a lot of impact on the opinions and politics of laws and outcomes in other countries. Like, the fact that Keffels is Canadian and even fucked around here, I just learned that she was on Global News at one point and was a total, like, fake crying and shit. Like, girl, what the fuck are you doing? You can't even, like, get your story straight. Either it was the sexual assault or the swatting. Like, I'm sure she was swatted, but then she tried to blame the police for, like, something that didn't happen, some sexual assault. Maybe it did.
When would this happen? Like, did Keffels? I don't remember. I don't remember Keffels ever claiming sexual assault from the police ever.
Yeah. She claimed that the police like felt her up.
Wait, really? Fuck! Did I? Is this my repressed memory? Like,
yeah, she did that video and she's like the police like touched her, like they groped her or something. But then then it just never came up again.
They were just checking.
oh my fucking god.
But like, I'm in doubt because like covering your real emotions with alcohol is not a good way to cope. Granted that a lot of people in the bigoted sphere cover their emotions with anger. That is just unhealthy ways to express your emotions. Express your emotions as valid and as candidly as you can. That should be normalized. Let's normalize just not being in the status quo version of normal. Like, screw that, right? My issue with Tipster is he's a fucking liar. Him and Keffels, both liars, both out the window. I don't give a fuck. You guys have actually gone and fucked around with your activism to the point where clinical services in my city have been defunded, have had cuts because we have a bigoted conservative in our politics here that have just been like, oh, these people are crazy. Because I look at you motherfuckers, like Keffels and that, and go, holy shit, if this is what the main activist people support are like, they all must be loop-de-loo. I'm just trying to be out here living my fucking life, okay? So one thing that Tipster variantly lies about, I've heard, is that he works in a corporate. Oh, you don't, motherfucker. And I'll tell you this, I'm not going to leak any info based on your location or address or anything like that. Not your name. I'm not even going to do first name. I've cut that out. So, I'm going to go back here. And I'm going to...
Isn't it... I still think this is really bizarre that, like, of all the people who, like, Keffels and Tipster and everything else, like, people on the Twitch poll side have been calling this a grift for years. On the commentary side have been calling it a grift for years. But it's actually, like, the hardened leftist who's like, you personally are responsible for defunding trans healthcare in my area, and that's why I have to, like, try and destroy your life. This was so bizarre, like, as a twist. And as far as I can tell, this seems to be from a personal slight. Like, Like, they've just pissed this person off, and now they're like, yeah, but we've got to do it for trans people, which just was interesting. Oh, fucking God. And it seemed to be for clout. I say this because of the following videos and the, like, media tour and, like, all the other shit. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't know whether I meant to, like, what's a good way to put it? I don't know whether I meant to feel sympathy for Keffels Tipster, but I mean, this person's fucking wackadoodle.
Well, I just think it's deranged that you have, so you dislike Tipster, you have all these reasons for disliking Tipster. Instead of listing those reasons and showing the evidence for those reasons and why they're a piece of shit, you go, you say you work in corporate. Well, I know differently. Here you go. Like,
Yeah.
That is a bizarre way to go about that. But if you do want to go the whole life for a nation kind of route, that is the way to do it, I suppose.
Yeah, and I think, like, I mean, like, Chud and Queeman, who's just raided in. Thank you. Good timing, buddy. Welcome, Queeman. And hope you've had a fun night. It's a lovely crossover, because I think his title earlier on was talking about fucking D-Max and all that shit. But yeah.
D-Max? I don't know who that guy is.
Who is D-Max?
What's going on?
It's good. So, have you got no memory of D-Max, Matt, at all?
What's that phrase when you have so much trauma you just forget everything?
Repression.
Yeah, I'm repressing it. You're watching me repress it right here, right now.
Like a balloon.
Yeah. D-Max flew away, so now I'm sad.
Oh, fucking hell. Yeah, like, oh my God. There's tweets today. Christ. No, it seems like, fucking, they brought this information out, and were like, hey, hey, Tipster works in a non-corporate environment. And I don't know why that's relevant. I don't know why it's relevant the money Tipster makes, but this person is taking, like, heavy shots at it. Does anyone... I wasn't under the impression that anyone was assuming Tipster was making a lot of money from his streams. Because I've never actually seen that many people donate to him or anything like that.
What, like now?
Yeah, now. Yeah, like, well, one point, yeah.
Back in the day, he would get, like, $500 donations and shit, bro.
Jesus.
He was making it. He was raking in cash.
God.
He was like the third guy. It was like Augie, Nick, and then Tipster. And so when there was like a big drama, he had his own like kind of pay picks that would massively donate to him. But they all kind of just left now.
God, now they watch Bo Blacks.
Yeah.
Open the first image. Listen, dude. You're on a government payroll. You work in a public high school. Let me explain this. If you're working in a public high school, your information is public. You're a public servant. Your information is not private. I have been able to easily find your spot. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about that. I don't give a fuck about giving creeps or wackos that kind of info. Granted, they can easily find their own digging. They can find you. You're a public figure. You banned so many people from your server and support. Like, who does that? Who wants to be, who wants to have more followers and more viewers, but yet bans all his supporters that, like, have little criticism? As soon as, like, one little criticism comes out, you're like, nope, ban them. Or any question. You don't even answer any questions. You don't think. You don't research. You don't know what you're doing, bud. But, like, I can see why you don't care. Look at these figures. You basically earn enough not to give a fuck about anybody else in a struggling position. Especially somebody who's on...
No, that's not fair. Without leaking where he's from, that's not a lot of money.
I mean,
like in the grand scheme of things.
He's from California. It's public.
He's from California. Okay, he's from California. It's not a lot. It's not a lot of money there. That's like because we spoke to some guys from California. That's really That's kind of like bare bones.
Yeah, I've got a friend out there who's like tech. He's like Silicon Valley kind of thing. He's like, I can't afford anything, and he's on a lot more money than that. He's like, I can't even get down payment on a house. So yeah, this whole thing as well of like, you don't have to give a fuck. That's why you ban people. That's why you ban people from chat. No, he does this because Tipster is a broken person who has like lost the ability to take any form of criticism without freaking out.
What makes this person think this is like the own that they think it is?
Oh, because in leftist terms, like, this is a lot of money. Like, of course it's a lot of money. It must be. That's the sort of money that you'd use to start your own little fucking communist commune. Like, if this person had that money, they'd have their little commune with whoever they're going to move in, which is the second video, which is even weirder, frankly. But yeah, like, it's... like, from their perspective, this is like giving out the information that that Tipster's a faker like Hassan, right? Because these people hate Hassan as well. And it's like, well, you know, Tipster's just as fake. I don't understand why this is the line. I don't understand why all the other shit Tipster has done doesn't paint him as a grifter to these fucking people. Like, you spent years as a commentary channel and you criticized Keffels. You've like had friends on the further right wing, like within the commentary sphere, or as Tipster put it, like alt-right adjacent. Was that what he said with Oggy that he was agreeing to?
Yeah. Alt-right adjacent.
Yeah, he's done all that, but this is the thing that they throw at him. It's like, well, actually, you have a real job. How dare you have a real job? What the fuck?
Like myself.
Yeah, it just seems
And,
like,
like, as you-
honest.
It seems like what?
Some people don't
mental
know the
illness.
struggle of
Yeah.
being broke.
But how are the rolling power cuts?
You know, for that amount of money in Africa, I could start a small village.
that is
A very
true.
well-funded village.
That is true. That is true.
You see, I'm fucking out of it today. This is like my daily routine. I can't even get out to work because of my situation. I have so many chronic issues, so many chronic health issues. I can't get out for the light of day. Anywho. As far as that goes, dude, I can see exactly why you don't give a fuck about anybody's struggles, about anybody else's mental health. You just don't understand. You don't relate at all. You don't relate at all with this kind of money. Like, give me a break, dude. This is disgusting. Oh, I forgot the other image. Oopsies. So I'll get the second image here. Because, like, I meant to, like, have that. So this was on a government website. This is your government payroll. My guy, if you think your information is, like, supposed to be completely private, you're joking yourself. It's the same reason why Keffels can have her full information found easy. Fucking easy. Because she was a politician in the Canadian Communist Party. Okay? She became a public agent, so to say. Okay? The fact that she's on government payroll, your records do get...
Okay. This is fucking bizarre. I don't know if I believe any of this. I don't know if I even believe that this person was correct, because, like, Keffel's information didn't get found through some fucking, like, a government payroll because they were part of the, like, fucking Communist Party. Keffel's information got found because it was all over the place and Keffels had terrible OPSEC.
Holy shit. Beavers, look at the chat. You there, Beavers?
Yeah.
You see who's in
Who am I
there?
looking for?
Lady Miravan's in here.
Oh, yeah. I saw that.
What's up, Lady Miravan? Good to see you again. Haven't seen you
What's
in a while.
going?
Should I know who Lady Maravan is?
Old now recording lore. They like threatened to like what was it like? They threatened to like copyright claim or something on Augie video. They were once like a goth mommy, but they turned detractor, and we interviewed them in an early, like the 4th or 5th episode of Now Recording.
4th or 5th episode of Now Recording. God.
Yeah. We interviewed Lady Miravan, AP over 9K, and then some dude who was getting catfished by Ghosty.
Fucking. Has anyone not been like fucked with by Ghosty? Every time there's any fucking story, it's just like, and then Ghosty did this. Then Ghosty faked to death. And he stole somebody. Holy fuck shit. Hey, how you doing? Fuck it up. Okay, this is... I wanted to show this setup video I don't want to show too much of it because I kind of want to get to the next one as well. Because when this came out, I feel like everyone talked about this video. Like there was lots of little conversations, and then very few people wanted to cover it for obvious reasons. And then now it's being covered, I kind of don't care as much. But the way this is framed as this person is just very keen on defending Tipster seems a little bit wild, actually, considering the stuff that came later. Now, did either of you see those later videos?
No.
Okay.
Okay,
we'll go ahead a little bit. I want to jump ahead to like the end to around here. We'll watch the end of this video before we go to the next one.
Bigots. And I just need to tell them, shut the fuck off and get off the internet. Like, I don't know about Vosh. He can do what he wants. He can blah blah blah.
Election
People
year.
probably already left.
Election, yeah.
That's his problem. I'm just focusing on Keffels and Tipster, especially Keffels for being the supposed like one single voice of all trans people. At first I thought like, oh, valid. Some people can't get their hormones in some areas because they probably ban them outright. But like in Canada, not so much. Maybe in some places in the States. But this just became so fucking weird to me when it was like, you're selling it to people who are underage. That's fucked. You're actually like endorsing it. That was fucking gross. Anyways, I'm trailing off again. I don't care anymore. I haven't drank. I'm just fucking tired. I'm drunk off of like stress and anxiety. Because this is what these people do to people like myself. I'm just tired. I'm done with the garbage. I'm done with the fucking political sphere. You know what? If you want to do internet activism, stick to like the stuff that concerns the internet that is actually a problem, like illegal websites and that. Maybe target that stuff. But if you're not capable of it and just like blah blah blah, I support trans people and their suffering, and then like, boop, not you. Fuck you. That's what I have. I see that these people don't give a fuck about you unless you have the subscribers or numbers. Oh, what's funny is like when I was searching for Tipster, there's 3 guys live streaming and searching for Tipster. What was actually funnier was my profile popped up on one of their searches instead of Tipster's. I literally type in Tipster and go to channel filter. Oh my god, my channel was there. And I only had like one video on the topic, like maybe an hour long or so. Because like, I was just rambling a lot. I mean, this end is a lot of rambling, so whatever.
Oh yeah, by the way,
But
this was when they're saying when they were looking up Tipster and their thing popped up, right? This was before Tipster spoke to his YouTube contact, because at this point Tipster's channel was obliterated from the search results.
Yeah.
You could not find his channel at all.
Well, like this is what happens where anybody's covering somebody so much. Same thing happened to Lio, and it's just like, I mean, it seems to be back now, but that's got a sting for a channel that's like 100,000 subs, and you can't even fucking find yourself in the search section. I saw, what was it? He like was fucking messaging Google trying to get them to help him, and he posted the entire thing on Twitter for sympathy, and everyone was like,
his contact. And the contact they were just like, he was like, I think there's something wrong, right? And the person just responds, no, that's how the system is supposed to work. The most relevant results come up first. And he's just like, no, but I think there's something wrong here. And they're like, well, we'll see what we can do. And then they fixed it for him. I think they pinned his... No, actually, they corrected it. But I think it was a day or 2 later, he was the 3rd result again.
That's pretty quick. I mean, he must have cried pretty hard when that happened.
They can only do so much.
I just see Lady Meredith. Like, in chat, I want it known I never agreed to be a goth mummy. Fuck's sake. So many... Look, okay, listen. I don't know you. I don't know what the story was. I'm happy to accept your disavowalment of goth mummy shit. Holy fucking shit.
you're a public figure. Both of y'all's are. In fact, at this point, Vosh is, just from by proxy of being a political pundit for the left. And frankly, I think a lot of the left and socialist people, like myself, don't want him anymore. Especially when he has, like, these weird, like, things where he's like, oh, don't you relate to, like, downloading kitty hentai by accident? No, bitch. For one, I'm asexual. I do not care about looking at porn. Not unless, like...
So through this, she does accuse Tipster of being a lolicon. She's like, you are into this, motherfucker. Like, that's why you keep defending it. And then you're like wrapping up, like, this is like harming trans people. And basically the like core accusation is that Tipster is bad optics and doesn't care, and it's all a grift, which, you know, I think it's at least in the case of Tipster, I think it's I don't know if I'd call it a grift. I think Tipster just wants some friends on the internet, right? Like that seems to be like the core thing with Tipster. I need friends. I don't know if I'd call that grifting. I call that loneliness. Holy shit. But
Poor little tip.
poor little Tip. Do you ever miss him?
No. I could never stand Tipster. I was forced to tolerate him.
By who?
By the people around me. They were just like, everybody was friends with him, so I was just like, I mean, I shit talk Tipster all the time. Which is kind of funny, because he was following me on Twitter for the longest time, right? And I just kept shit talking him. And kept shit talking him. And I do it on our recording, and I just keep shit talking. And eventually I lost the follow.
And you
That's right.
eventually lost the follow. And now everyone's blocked. Everyone's fucking blocked. Oh, fuck. I can't believe that he was celebrating with Bo Black's blocked him. Like, he hadn't blocked, like, the whole of fucking commentary. Holy shit.
Did I ever tell you the Tipster story where he was like fighting with these guys on Twitter, and I was like, "Hey Tipster, you want to come on our recording to fight with him?" And he was like, "Yeah, let's do it." And then I'd set it up, and he'd be like, "Actually, you know what? I don't want to do it." I'm like, "All right." Then I go tell the guys that he doesn't want to do it, and then he come back to me. He's like, "You know what? Actually, fuck it. I'm ready to go. Let's do it." I'm like, "All right." Then I go to tell the guys he's back on, and then he comes to me. He's like, don't really want to do it. And I'm like, "All right." Then I go tell the guys it's off, and then he's like, no, let's fucking go. I'm like, "All right." And I go tell the guys it's back on, and then he's, "You know what? Sorry, man, I don't want to do it." And it's like a roller coaster, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down.
Did he actually fight them in the end?
Nope.
Oh my god. Has Tipster
I gave
ever
up.
actually won a debate?
Yeah. He actually had a really good showing against Lyrics once on After Hours. I think from what I recall.
That's it. One case in years of the content creator, and he's had one showing, and it's against Lyrics.
Well, no, I think he's won like a couple times because he was really good about waiting for the right moment to to go after someone. He wouldn't like face them head on. He'd wait for them to get into shit, and then he'd strike. And so he would always like come out on the upper hand. But then he, as he's doing that, he's also self-sabotaging himself emotionally over and over on Twitter, slowly becoming a joke, getting butthurt because someone noticed that what's the red hair girl's name? The e-girl that's famous. The red-haired one. Amaranth. Yeah, someone noticed that he was like one of the first people to watch Amaranth video when he screenshotted it. It's like 100 views in the video, and like Connor was making fun of him. And he unfollowed a bunch of people and deactivated and posted a sad anime gif. Like that's the stuff
It was
he was
instantaneous.
doing.
That was instantaneous. A motherfucker was looking at her feed prior to that. He was just waiting.
Yeah.
Oh my fucking god.
I'm sure he's won a few. I just don't remember a lot of them. I just remember the Lyrics thing. And I think it was just Lyrics was just not really prepared. That was when Lyrics was really on his downslope where he was starting to hate everybody. And I'm sure he's done a couple to others that I just don't really remember. I know I did like a Tipster versus the World with him, but no one really called in with any like good juice. It was just more like dumb shit.
Tipster's like a bit. Tipster's the bigger version of Abby Blackbird, though, when it comes to facing off against anybody. Like you were saying, he never does it. He never does it outright, right? Like he's never the dude that picks beef with people. Yeah. He's always the guy that a bigger person or somebody he's friends with will pick a fight, and then he'll come in there and he'll take his two little jabs, and then as soon as they give him any form of like pushback, he runs away. Yeah, that's the way that operates.
Or he'll like I remember he was trying to get Red Hood Lucifer or whoever or Vegeta, whatever you want to call him. He was trying to debate that guy for like the longest time, but Vegeta kept running away. That's what he does. So like, there's times where he would like win some sort of thing, but it was more because of the. It was more because of the fucking the community was against someone rather than he was.
He was like, yeah, you know that movie Superbad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was like the fat friend. You know, like in every like 90s show or whatever, there was a fat friend.
Yeah.
He was the fat friend to whatchamacallit, to Augie, Tom, and all of them, right? He wasn't like, they didn't keep him around for, I don't know why they kept him around, to be honest with you.
He's a good shield. That's what I heard.
He was kind of like grandfathered in, and he was kind of like known throughout the community, and he was actually kind of chill. Like he wasn't really combative. He'd just get emotional every now and then. Like every few months he'd get emotional, but in between that he was actually kind of a chill dude, I guess. But it just turns out he was just completely fake. He was just fake. He was fake about everything. He was also a really good cheerleader. He would jump down anyone's throats that were going after Augie and Nick on Twitter. So he would purposefully cheerlead these guys so he'd be in a good frame with them, yes.
How
Like one of them.
How responsible is Xylee?
How responsible is that? Well, Xylee hated Tipster back in like 2021, and then she like Tipster's really good about this. If someone hates Tipster, he's eventually gonna befriend them and be cool with them. So that's what he did with Xylee, is he befriended Xylee and was cool with her, and they got kind of close. So she was like one of the last people to hold out when everyone was shitting on Tipster, and then something happened with the Keffels thing where she finally was like, "Fuck this guy." But yeah, I wouldn't say, I don't think she's responsible at all.
Okay.
She was very I'll say this about Xylee before Tipster kind of threw her under the bus. She was very loyal to Tippy. Because we would relentlessly shit on Tipster in like feces and stuff like that. And Xylee would be like, yeah, I know, but like, he's my friend, guys.
Yeah.
I like Tipster.
Yeah, I think
It's
that's
not that
that's
bad,
fair.
deep down.
I think that's fair. It took a while. Wait, Willie talked him into. So Willie Mack apparently talked Tipster into talking to Xylee. That's interesting. Hey, no, listen, that's fine. I wanted to clear the record because I heard that Xylee was responsible, and I think that's slander against Xylee. So it's not just my voice saying it.
Speaking of Willie Mack, Matt, quick derail. Did you watch Blowback's coverage of the whole lolcow editor thing?
The stream today?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was watching in and out.
Fucking Willie Mack in the chat was like, bro, it doesn't even take me 19 hours to edit my videos.
I can't believe Nick just comes out swinging, just like, oh yeah, like it took him 19 hours to edit, and like that's the point where Nick was like, yeah, you should fire this motherfucker. Can't do the job. Holy shit.
This is what I mean, if we're gonna talk about that, this is what I remember from what D-Max told me. His Mac was having a hard time transferring files over. It would like get corrupted every time, so it was like he'd have to reload it over and over and over. I think something about like all the cussing and stuff, but I was told like if you have that and you got to bleep out a bunch of words, there's actually, you can get a transcript and you can just go to the exact word and it takes like 20 minutes and you just bleep it all out. I'm not an editor. That would take me probably a whole day to edit. So
there's like a lo-fi fix for that, right?
Yeah.
You can get yourself a clicker app, right, or something like that, or on your computer, right, and just listen to it once through, and every time you hear a curse word, click. Okay, that's the timestamp. Click.
Yeah,
that's the timestamp. It's not that hard to do.
It was like my whole mindset though is like, I'm not an editor, so if you tell me it took you a whole day, I'm not gonna be like, oh, what the fuck, bro? It took you a whole day, because like I have no way to compare. I have nowhere to compare it, like, because I've never really edited it. So I'd just be like, all right, took you a whole day. Fucking cool, I guess.
What's his name? Since we're talking about it, what's his name? Did Bobax, when Bobax was talking about it, he even said, I remember I said this to you guys. I don't think I said it to D-Max. I said the problem was his workflow, right?
Yeah.
I don't think he had a very optimized workflow.
He wasn't. Yeah, he didn't have like a rhythm. You know. Yeah.
And you have that with everything you do. Anytime you start something new, right? The first couple of times you do it, it's going to be rough. Like whenever you start a project or something, there's always kinks and stuff to work out, but eventually you get down to fine art.
Yeah, it's mindset as well, and how focused you are. I mean, this was his like main thing, but like when it was happening, this was like, oh, you're the editor for Locale Live. That's like the main thing. Like I can edit something in like a couple of hours, depending on what it is. I think like I suck at audio balancing. That's like the main thing that takes me time because it annoys me. But you know, fucking I've got to be in the right mindset. But that's like meant to be his thing. It's just like you're an editor. Yeah, I think they need to bring back Connor. I think that's how this arc ends. They just Keemstar needs to swallow his pride, bring back Connor, put him on Locale Live, and then never talk shit about him again. I think... bring back
Connor. Connor was fine with being content, which D-Max is not fine with that. Connor like worked all, he did everything he needed to do. He was good for the podcast. No matter who you bring in, people are going from that Locale audience. People are going to hate them. So I say bring back Connor, or hire Cecil McFly, who's a really good editor and a Locale connoisseur who's perfect for the job. Or
Cecil needs the money until Cecil's channel gets remonetized. That's fucking bullshit, by the way. Hi, Cecil.
Or if you really want content, Angry Slug.
Angry Slug.
Yeah. Like, I am full on for Angry Slug becoming the Locale. It wouldn't last very long, but it would be absolutely fucking incredible content. Like, unironically, it would be so good. It'd be so fucking good. Okay.
Nerd said D-Max's timesheet was a meme. It had to be a meme. No, because he told us in the call he had like a whole thing written down. I kind of saw it the way he told us. It kind of felt like he had like an Excel spreadsheet of like all his hours. I didn't know it was just like a bunch of stuff written down in a notes app. But yeah, no, that's not a meme at all.
that's real.
Well, who the fuck does that? I just invoice you for my time. I don't keep track of what I was doing. I just invoice. Anytime I've ever done that. Am I supposed to keep track of what I'm doing? I've never done that.
No, I don't think so. But I guess if you work for Keem, if you work for Keem, maybe that's a good idea because he's going to fuck you over eventually. That's working for Keem. But even if you have your hours down pat and everything's detailed, he's still going to fuck you over. So it really doesn't matter.
Yeah, that is depressingly true. Fucking hell, Keemstar. Okay. Right, that's kind of like all I wanted to watch for this first one. Now, I wanted to get into the descent saga of this fucking person. So we've got the next video was on the 31st, which was, we're not going to watch all of this because it is like 45 minutes. But this is this person like realizing, okay. So this person seems to realize that this is broken containment. Like a couple of people picked it up. Now, my understanding,
it looked like an android. It looked like an android where they're gonna be like, "I'm sorry, I can't let you do that," and then the door's shut behind, and you're like, "No, get me out of here." I'm sorry, but you must be contained.
It looked like that 1,000-yard stare meme.
Yeah.
But they'd reached out to people, like they tried to get attention for this, as far as I can tell, especially from people like Chud. So I don't know how honest this is.
Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Nico Nerd. I have some statements to make about my last video. Two things. Number one is I did not expect it to have the reach it did, and ended up on somebody's live stream. That people might have come from that particular channel and came here to maybe see the full video themselves on TIPSTER and Keffels. The other thing is, that particular video, I did actually just wake up and decided to spill out all my thoughts. And probably what I actually should have done was taken that video back earlier and do an entire
I don't think that's spilling out all your thoughts. I don't think going like, hey, by the way, this is where the guy works and this is how much he gets paid a year. I'm just spilling out all my thoughts. That was in my head. I'm just spilling it out. Like, I think you had a methodical approach to do that. You know.
Well, she only knows how to Google, Matt. That's her superpower, Googling. She can't talk. Go on, Beavers.
You guys have all of these points that you make. I would just like to point out that blanket that was on the floor in the last video is still on the floor. It's still in the exact same spot on the floor.
It was just like, clean your fucking room. Read Jordan Peterson.
Me in your room.
My error was not to rewatch that video after I'd posted it up. That said, due to my chronic fatigue, I was asleep for days on end after posting it, and I did not expect it to have that type of reach. That said, yes, I have made some statements in that particular video that I wanted to retract and rephrase. There was a lot of things said that I probably shouldn't have added in that video. That said, those things added into the video probably should have been elaborated in like different content in different videos. So like,
I've got some context as well from Bug. This is a complete lie. They prepped content / screenshots to include in the original video. Yeah, like they'd obviously gone through methodically and then realized that they were catching certain amounts of flack for, you know, saying insane shit during the first video along with all the other stuff. Yeah, all of it was insane.
I worded that badly. I have better thoughts when I'm usually typing it out. So in terms of that, I do want to retract the video. In terms of privating it,
Monstrous Zero Chill.
I do that, and somebody said that I should keep it up. And there's a lot of mixed feedback. There's a lot of positive comments about, you know, exposing Tipster is good, making him look like shit. But then there's somebody saying like, yeah, I don't exactly look the same. Granted, I just woke up and did the video, so yeah, I wasn't like awake. So of course, I wasn't like able to clearly say what I wanted to. So I'll probably redact that video and redo the script because I am typing it out. But I'm also doing other stuff on the side as well while I do that. So, since I'm distracted with a couple of things, especially since it was a long Easter weekend, I haven't had time to look over the script and edit it. I also wanted to add in more context, I feel, eventually, and get that out there. So, in terms of this video, I'll put it out there. The main thing that I was trying to highlight was how I found out Tipster's working in this public school around minors while he's defending his lolly argument. Now, I probably could have taken that to the side. I made a whole argument case about it. Probably didn't have to reveal as much info. The part that was badly worded was how I was saying it was funny how things happen after people do shit to me. But it's like, that wasn't intended to say that I will do something to cause it. No, I was actually trying to say that for some reason, right after somebody treats me like shit, such as Tipster did, and there's a particular individual that ended up getting treated like shit afterwards, that shouldn't have, by him, that, I don't know, just there's a greater karma that bounces back at them. And the fact that Tipster ended up having his shit handed to him real hard just is really ironic, and I think it kind of came out in probably a bigger way this year.
I don't. I like the second video of, I don't want to sound crazy or anything, but if you cross me, karma will come and destroy you. It's not that I schizophrenically hunted down all the information I could about you. It was karma. Let's be fair. Tipster's been on a downward spiraling trajectory for like the last year and a half, 2 years.
Yeah.
This isn't new. This isn't fucking new.
I expect he had before, considering the backstory on him that I was not aware of. And what I was trying to highlight there was how I've been, during my homeless time, I wasn't like able to keep up with the Kevils and Tipster's drama at the time. Granted, if I was able to be online more and keep up with that sort of thing, I probably would have known in advance. Maybe not, depending on where I was and like what I was looking up at the time. But that said, I think I was throwing out way too much thoughts that I had because there was other ideas I wanted to put out there. And I just think it became a mess more so near the end after a lot of the fact, but it was still kind of messy even in between and at the start. So I probably should have rethought that because I really didn't expect it to have that kind of reach. And I apologize because I don't usually look like a blob. I usually like to wear nice shirts like this and look better than I did, but because I thought, oh, I'll just wear a comfortable shirt and...
I was waiting when it's people's gonna unmute. Oh,
Bless them. They're trying.
Caps, because I thought just to cover up the hair, because like, it's still regrowing in from a couple years ago, so it's still a little bit of a mess, my hair, especially when it looks like I don't know how to describe it, like weeds growing in a lawn right now, because like I don't know, it's growing in all uneven. That said, I usually don't come out like that looking like shit. I think I was just really like anxious and wanted to get it out there, kind of have like a vent about all kinds of things, and of course, it just hearing it back while the other guy was watching it, yeah, didn't. It sounded a lot worse than I thought it did, because I thought I at least said the things that I wanted to say clearly, at least because I was so tired. I guess it didn't quite come out the way I wanted it to. I currently don't have a formula set out for that kind of content, so as a result, I ended up kind of fumbling it really badly. A lot of gaffes that I didn't intend to say came out in probably the worst way possible that I would not have said in text, because at least if I type it out, I have time to like correct it. So yeah, that was not.
What do you mean you
exactly
uploaded the
way I wanted-
video? You had time to watch it. I feel like that's less error prone than a text. I've said many a thing I regret in text before. I don't think in a now recording episode I always have an editor that can be like, hey, by the way, can you just cut that section? I sounded really bad. Beckett knows.
Yeah, there is a particular recording where I think it was just afterwards. Beckett, can that not be in? It's okay. By the way, we have a new podcast episode out. Fucking hell. I feel bad because I feel like I can't throw too much shade at D-Max for his editing, because that episode took me way longer to edit than it fucking should have done. Poor Diesel.
To explain the situation, I still have to go through all that.
She forwarded the video. She did, nerd. She was very keen.
After that video, I figured it would be good to like reduce my anxiety with some quality stuff, I will say. And I'm in for a better mood for my show. While I probably look like I was in a conflict explaining.
Isn't weed legal in Canada? Why is she saying it like that? Some of this quality stuff.
She's been a careful stash.
A lot of that, I really was just tired, especially experiencing burnout when I got closer to the end. So it may have looked like I was calm, but I was actually like tired. So it's really hard to say.
Also,
yeah, so
I'm not gonna lie.
What happened?
I'm not a doctor.
Clearly.
Right? Beckett.
Yeah.
I'm not a doctor.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Wish I was. I could be giving diagnoses to people. But I'm not a doctor. But I don't think smoking reefer is a good idea when you have chronic fatigue syndrome. I don't think when you're chronically tired, smoking weed is the move. I feel like nicotine in cigarettes and cocaine is the route to go.
Just like, could you imagine going to a doctor and being like, yeah, I'm smoking the marijuanas. The doctor being like, have you considered like crack? That might help you more. Holy fuck.
To a particular individual, I was dealing with this person who was 16 years old in the chat. As I was a moderator, I felt like I had responsibility to approach this person who was in distress in the server. Now, I often don't get modded. I'm not like somebody that goes around and just goes, hey, I'll become a moderator, you know? And so this person was in distress. They're experiencing a lot of issues with their family, being alone all the time, not really, because their family works in another country and they're both parents are out. So it was like, I was trying to be supportive and like, okay, but you gotta like find a way out. And like, since I was the one person in the same country as her, I reached out and said, okay, I can provide you some support. And in fact, if it really comes to it, you're welcome to, you know, take a train and come over to this area where I am. Like, come over and I can arrange something like a shelter situation for her.
Okay, so this I want to just make clear what this person just said. I was a mod. I saw a 16-year-old who was unhappy, and I offered to let them come and stay at my house. Now I know a lot. I know people have talked a lot about the Lio shit, but just hey, random person from chat.
Yeah, what do you mean, Beckett? If I, as a grown man, were like, I became a mod on a YouTube channel, and then I offered for a minor to come live in my house, you know, that's just normal,
Yeah, it's totally normal.
right?
Yeah, it's a fucking. Why wouldn't you do that, Beavers? How many?
I'm holding you to this.
How many now recording people have you flown over to South Africa, Beavers?
Too expensive.
Yeah,
They can work
we
on.
don't make that kind of money, but if we did,
I find it insane when I heard this, because I think I was watching. I think the first time I heard this, it was through a Queenman stream, and I was just like, wait, I'm sorry. So, so your claims are that like Keffels and Tipster are bad for trans representation, which, do you know what? Fuck it, I actually agree with you.
Yeah, true.
But
Yeah. First, number one, they're ugly. Number two, no.
fucking hell. Listen, if you're gonna represent trans people, you have to be like, good looking. That's Matt. That is the Matt Pitt
Yeah.
standard.
Yeah, Blair White's a better representation of trans people.
Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, well that's me cancelled. Thank you, Matt. Appreciate that, buddy.
Am I wrong? Am I wrong? If you had to choose Keffels or Blair White, which one you choose? Gun to your head.
Blair's funnier.
Yeah.
no, what Matt's saying, right, is that Blair White, if you were going to put somebody on a magazine, are you putting Caitlyn Jenner on a magazine, or are you putting Blair White on a magazine?
Well, you're putting Caitlyn Jenner on a magazine because they're Caitlyn Jenner.
Okay, but if they weren't Caitlyn Jenner,
Okay. Yeah.
I'm
Blair
saying
White. Blair White. Blair White.
if that equal swing, right?
Blair
And
White.
also, I'm pretty sure a lot of trans people don't like Caitlyn Jenner because she's like, we need to separate the sports.
Oh my
First
fucking
off,
god.
based number one, based. I wonder if Caitlyn's like, man, I could still do it. I could just join the Olympics as a woman. I could win gold again.
You're fucking what?
I mean, Caitlyn Jenner was an Olympic.
Yeah, no, I'm aware.
Bruce
Okay.
Jenner.
I think. Oh,
Bruce
Jesus.
Jenner was an Olympian.
Okay, I am going to move on
Caitlyn
before
Jenner is
both
just a
of you.
social media personality.
Oh my fucking god.
Yeah, Caitlyn. No, yeah. Bruce Jenner's an Olympian. Caitlyn Jenner killed somebody. Right?
Oh,
Two different people now.
Thanks, Matt.
They killed somebody. I'm sorry. That's what happened. They
Okay.
changed genders and they murdered someone on it.
Allegedly? Do you want to rephrase
No, they
that?
killed somebody. They legit killed somebody.
Yeah, I mean it was a hit and run, wasn't it?
It was like a vehicular manslaughter or something.
Thank you for the gifted 5 months, Russ. I appreciate that. Thank you. There we go. There we go. We can have money for Matt's takes.
The thing is, okay, all right. So Bruce Jenner has is kind of is similar to O.J. Simpson because they're both athletes, and then Caitlyn Jenner is similar to O.J. Simpson because they're both murderers.
This is a difficult line to follow. Wait. Is this your take on athletes' long-term prospects, famous athletes now? If they get too much media attention, they'll just become murderers.
I mean, it's no, it's kind of like it's a rarity still.
Oh fuck! Actually, yeah. Fucking.
Oscar Pistorius did nothing wrong.
God.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
I don't know if I agree with you there, buddy.
He lived
not live in a bad town. He
All
did
of
not
South
live
Africa is a bad area.
I have people that live in that area. I have people that live in that area, man. That area, that area where he lives, right, has got like, it is a fully gated off community. As in, there are like 8 security guards, right, that scan cars into the area. People, that area where he lives is so safe that people go on holiday and leave their doors open, right? Like their houses open. Nothing ever goes wrong there.
He had no legs. He was very paranoid. South Africa has a high crime rate. He slept with a gun underneath his bed. He awakes. He hears someone in the bathroom. He thinks, oh shit, I'm getting robbed. He shoots into the bathroom, accidentally killing his wife. He's not not a murderer in my opinion. Not a murderer.
Are there any people without legs who you would consider murderers, or is this like some sort of little group?
Is there? I think he might be the only dude without legs who's killed somebody, from what I know. I don't know. Like, I don't know if anyone else.
Matt's just like, have you ever noticed how people who don't have legs, like Matt, have never done anything wrong?
They don't. I'm just saying, it's a very scary thing to like be in a room with no legs and be like, oh shit, someone's in here.
He slept next to his wife. How did he not check?
He had the gun underneath his pillow. He wasn't thinking. He just woke up. He just freaked out. He reached for the gun. He pulled the trigger. It was just like a fucking.
Fun fact: legally, he wasn't even allowed to have that gun, which is a fucked up law, right? And shouldn't exist. He wasn't allowed to have that gun under his pillow, like next to his bed.
But
by the way, is the worst law that they have here in South Africa. If you own a firearm, all right, it has to be in a safe, in a non-visible place, wall-mounted. Which means that if they break into your house, you have to fiddle in the middle of the night and get to the fucking safe, enter in the code, and somehow get the gun before they murder you.
Yeah, and that's impossible if you have no leg. So I think you're on my side now, Beavers.
Yeah. Fuck. Matt, have you ever considered a career as a defense attorney?
Just saying. Pistorius. Did he get out of jail?
Yeah, he's out now.
I think he got out. He's out now. All right. Good for him.
Yeah, he's out now. He can't get a job, so he works at a church.
You know how deflating that was, bro? Before I lost my leg, like the year before, Oscar was making his run, like his literal run, like doing the Olympics. I lose my leg. I'm literally in the hospital for physical therapy. I look to the TV news. Oscar Pistorius arrested over murdering his wife. I was like, you got to be fucking kidding me. There's no way.
I finally become a cripple and we lose all our cred.
Yeah. I was like the one guy where I was like, I mean, a fucking Oscar Pistorius, he's fucking running. He's in an Olympics with no legs. You know, I should be okay. He fucking kills his wife. All right.
Yeah, they're sitting you down. They're sitting you down. They're like, Matthew, it's going to be okay, right? There's lots of people that are successful without legs. Look at Oscar Pistorius. Turned on the news. Oscar Pistorius has killed Rena Steenkamp or whatever the fuck her name was.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly.
Holy shit, he's literally your O.J. Simpson. Fucking hell.
If I was on jury, I would acquit him. And then, like, have you ever seen the O.J. Show? Like at the end, when the jury acquits him, he looks up to one of the black jury members, and the guy puts his fist up. That would be me. I'd put my fist up with my one, like, yeah. No, I'd take my leg off, and I'd
just hold the leg off.
Solidarity.
Yeah.
Why we didn't have legless people on the fucking.
Yeah.
Although we don't have juries.
We don't have juries. Okay, but this is in America. No lawyer would have me on their jury for a fucking Oscar Pistorius.
No, they'd be like, this what the fuck is gonna happen? I'm gonna get rid of him during pre-selection.
The defense attorney would have been like, yeah, I think he's a great guy.
You're just being biased right now. You're being biased against the cripple.
Yeah, you're being biased. This is ableism.
Fucking sue the prosecution. Oh my fucking god. Okay. Okay, so.
By the way, just quick.
Yeah, go.
Wild about the OJ. You know what's wild about the OJ thing? Right?
What's that?
There are literally videos of him being on the news wearing those fucking gloves.
Wait, really? I didn't know this.
Yeah. He went on newscasts wearing those exact gloves.
I always, like, after the trial, I always thought it was a fucking, like, OJ was just, like, a complete shit poster. He was like, yeah, I got away with it.
You wrote a book. You wrote a book about it.
What was it?
He wrote a book, and it was If I Did It.
Yeah, If I Did It. Fuck.
Right? And the original print of the book had "if" in big. I did it, and then the next printout was "I did it" with like a little "if."
Did you ever see when the news, the media interviewed him, and there's this woman, and he's like, OJ said he had a surprise for me, and then it shows her opening the door, and it's going, That dude's having a good time. He's like, I got away with killing that white girl. I'm fucking living the best life, you know. I'm like the only black man that got away with it. I'm doing great right now,
bro. And the fucked thing about OJ is he literally beats the system, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then he can't give up his life of crime.
No, his ego gets in the way, and he has to get his Didn't he steal some like memorabilia or
He
something?
kept stealing. Not once. He kept doing it. He was a serial memorabilia thief.
He did get arrested, and he did serve prison time for something else. I think it was in Las Vegas.
Memorabilia. Yeah, it was stealing memorabilia, and the judge. I don't think they can say this publicly, but the judge was definitely like, "Yeah, I'm gonna put some extra time on there because this guy got away with murder."
We know what you did.
Okay, let's hear about this experience with the 16-year-old, and then we might skip through to when
that is a line, by the way.
That is a line. Fuck.
Let's hear about this experience with the 16-year-old.
I just say it's fucking crazy.
Grown men.
I just think it's fucking wild that their entire take is you're bad for representation of trans people. By the way, I tried to take in a 16-year-old while, you know, I fucking wait, what? Like, what? Wait, what?
Might not be the greatest. So I wasn't sure how dire her situation is, but I also helped with her the process of teaching her how to cook some basic things. She's like hesitant. She's also a trans woman. She was seeking support within the groups between Keffels and Tipster because that just happens to be what she came across. So she's trans, but she hasn't been able to transition or have support from her parents, especially since they're so far away. And because of their particular religious affiliation, I don't think, felt comfortable, approaching her parents about that. So it was particularly upsetting then. And there was a couple of things that came up on my end that I was probably not exactly in a good mood about certain things. And flippant in terms of moderation, whatever. I know that I was particularly annoyed at Tipster's mocking of a certain, was it Ansgar guy, whatever his name was mocking his hoarding issue. But I mean, long story short, his mother passed away and he is obviously dealing with a problem. And I just felt like that was really shit. So it comes off to me as Tipster is really ableist and particularly discriminatory to people with disorders. He supports Keffels. He'll say, oh, I support the mental struggles and drug addictions that Keffels has because my parents had it. But it's kind of interesting to me that he'll say that in one end. And then to this individual who was clearly distressed and on the edge of suicide and self-harm was like getting shit on by him for that. And there was other moderators that were like treating her pretty
fair. That's a better way to go.
She was texting a lot.
If you're a hoarder.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
Well, she said the guy was suicidal, self-harm or whatever. I think that's a better way to go and be in control of it than your house catching on fire or like a pile of books falling on you and you get crushed to death. That's what ends up happening to them. Shit falls on them, or like they fucking set themselves on fire.
Do you think that's
literally how all of them died?
Do you mean do you think that's the end for Tipster then? Like one day he'll be just sat there and like one of his games things will fall on him.
Oh, that's I was gonna go with the fire thing. That would be horrible.
Yeah,
that's a lot of synthetic plastic. That shit's gonna go.
He's engulfed in flames surrounding him, but he has a Bud Light and he just looks up to the sky. He's like, "Cheers, my dude!" And then
no, just for the meme. For the meme, he's free Palestine.
Oh fucking god!
I'm with the rest of my day.
In huge paragraphs of text in the chat, and it was obviously annoying. But took her to the side and said, "Hey, just talk here if you want to talk with us." So there was another moderator at the time that seemed supportive. It seemed like she was able to help. But then after, like, I got banned in the first place because I had an issue with how she was being treated or handled in that server with another mod who was also trans, and we had an argument. And I think I was demodded before that already, so I already wasn't a mod. I still didn't get clarification on why I was demodded. There wasn't really anything in the moderator chat that was saying like, hey, you're kind of doing this wrong or whatever. There was no like, you should do this a little more or whatever. Like, I was dealing with a lot of the fascists coming in, to say the least, and trolls. So I had to deal with the whole raid at the point. And I don't know, I was just trying to be really supportive as much as I could. but it was not equal support on the server end, especially from a lot of the mods that call themselves like goth mommies and stuff. And TIPSTER in particular was saying shit about her like going on an ult and sharing gore, and that she was psychotic for like obviously in distress. So you're not going to exactly say like the most sane or stable things when you're in distress and, you know, having that kind of panic.
Why?
But there was no
Why do you need a group chat or like a support group to moderate a YouTube chat? I feel like you just use common sense. There's no conversation that but there's no conversation that needs to happen. It's just moderate the chat. There you go.
Just like, yeah, fuck this person. I mean, I don't know. It depends. If you're like Tipster, where it's like everyone who comes in like stands a chance of getting banned because like they might be from commentary. I suppose it takes a bit more work to like identify who people are, but also Tipster just is very ban happy because the chat is incredibly fucking controlled. I don't know whether fucking at least the mods are discussing it, I guess, rather than just banning everyone. But I mean, I'm surprised he hasn't had rogue mods before that have just like mass banned people to like depopulate his chat, because surely that would be Tipster's not gonna unban people.
I am special. I got banned by Tipster himself.
Oh, you got banned personally? That is special. I'm proud of you. I'm super proud of you.
Yeah, he was talking about how he never defended Lolly, and then I said, no, you defended Shoda in his chat. And that was enough, I suppose.
Proof of anything about her being on an alt, and I'm pretty sure there just happens to be a lot of haters of Tipster. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a troll there that just happened to start sending a lot of gory shit around to the DMs of moderators when that happened at the same time. Like, could have pissed someone off, could have ticked someone off that there was that happening, and maybe they started sending pictures as a result. Now, I don't condone that, obviously. That's really shitty behavior to do to anyone. That said, I do not believe that, because she was dealing with a lot of emotional turmoil at the time and focused on chatting with me and discussing about a lot of things that were happening at that particular moment. So, and someone in emotional distress and such high, ideation is probably not in the state to go on an alt or have another account. And I wouldn't consider a lot of people very tech savvy to do such a thing, especially given the circumstances of this person. I really don't believe that at all. I would need actually supportive evidence. I've asked him several times for this, and said he just refuses to answer, continues to block, and I mean, he pretty much considers us nobody, and we pretty much are. We're basically just people in the chat room typing. To him, it's like, I don't know, just doesn't consider people on the internet as having real struggles. Like, obviously, Discord's a different environment for people. That's one thing. But I find Tipster's obsessed with what's going on in a server, and that it has to kind of stay in line with what he feels like should go with the whole rules he has on his channel as well, especially during live streams. Granted, there's a line of what not to say when you're in a chat room. That said, during my time, I've noticed he was very quick to like kick and ban certain people, and I just pass it off like, oh well, maybe they're just trolls he knew from before, and they say particular things that are like not welcome and that could lead to other issues. I did not know the full backstory, and I don't know, but yeah, he's quick to ban. He's quick to like cut off a lot of supporters and a lot of people who are seeking community. Now, granted, after this particular person was banned, she was on the brink of like wanting to end it, and she was like even struggling with school at that point. Because honestly, buddy, like I think it's pretty sad that it ended up this way. That such a young individual ended up trying to seek community and support within such a bad environment. And Grapple server is particularly toxic. That was crazy how quick people are to like attack you for having a particular point of view.
So this is their whole fucking defense. Yeah, you can send me a meme. You can send me a meme. Fucking my DM's open. Sure, fuck it, whatever. So this is their whole defense for like this conversation with a 16-year-old. Now this seems to have spiraled quickly. I think again, we're not watching all of this. 45 minutes long because this person can never get to the fucking point. But again, that's so many videos on this.
Hello.
So, addressing my biggest fans, my detractors, gender journey, and more. I want to have a quick look at this, and then I kind of wanted them to watch the fucking conversation with Queeman, because if you're like this is what fucking weirded me out about this whole thing. If you're like a leftist who's like, we need to take out Tipster and Keffels, would your first thought be go to Chud Logic and fucking Queeman of all people? Like, why? Yeah. They should have come to Now Recording. That would have been far more effective.
No, thank you.
I'd like to point out, since I've done this in the previous things, they're wearing the same shirt.
Is this you're just like, yeah, well, look, they've got a green screen now to cover up whatever's going on behind them. That's improvement, right?
Blanket.
They finally hung it up. That's good. That's good for them. That's progress. That's nice. And pleased. Right. Okay. Let's have a very quick look.
Well, hello everybody, and welcome to my amateur garbage channel. As you've noticed, I am very rudimentary in my presentation, as I do not have an editor, and I'm not a perfectionist like many YouTubers. If you haven't immediately noticed, my headset is wired in, because the Bluetooth connection decided to glitch and have some issues.
Who fucking cares?
If you're still here, obviously you're a huge fan of my previous video, and you're welcome to continue watching if you're one of my biggest fans. I've had quite a few fans let me know their biggest opinions and criticisms about that video, and in terms of that, yes, I did dox Tipster, and I was not expecting it to end up on a big platform. Why?
Say that again, Beavers.
They're just fans. Referring to them as fans. My fans. You don't have fans.
You've got fans, Beavers.
Fans. No, I have Now Recording viewers. And Beaver lovers. Obviously the Beaver lovers are fans. But I wouldn't be like, you know, the fans of Now Recording, right? Or, you know, when we're doing a live stream. Well, so what do you fans think? What do you fans think?
Matt, do you have fans?
No, what the person's referring to is her room is like filled with fans that are on at all times.
Is that it?
That's what that grid is there in the background.
Oh my fucking god. Yeah, true.
Also, why have the green screen if you're not going to use it? It just looks bad. But also, she does know that, or they do know that they're supposed to iron that thing, right?
Yeah, I was going to say, like, that's not going to be an effective green screen in any way, sense, or form, right?
Nah.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Because I wasn't expecting it to outreach past Tipster and his moderators. Legally, it isn't quite doxing, but since it reaches the bigger audience, it did.
Oh my god.
Aside from that, I'm done explaining it. I don't care if people want to call it doxing. Yes, it was doxing when it came to that point. I did not reveal his full name or disclose his address. Legally, that is the limit. Now, I did receive some criticism that I should have shown a lot less. Valid. I'll remember that for next time if I do that again. I seem to have one really big fan who found my other social media platform. Now I may have that link, that's fine. That said, I had a wonderful compliment of being compared to Colleen Ballinger for trying to help a 16-year-old person who was struggling with being left alone and neglected by her parents. I didn't know I could be compared to such a big celebrity, but...
Oh yeah, I think they're being sarcastic, calling people critiquing her fans. Maybe, yeah. I think that's Chloe Cross. Yeah.
Yeah, I should have waited.
Yeah, should have waited. In that way, you do have fans, right? That's. She's.
Oh yeah, I have lots of fans. I have lots of fans.
Also, I've got a question.
Every video. I've
got a question for you from the chat. Can you ask Beavers what he thinks about Song Dees? So Sogon Dees?
You can suck my dick.
I don't even know what the fuck that is.
Wait, you never heard of Suck on D's? Beckett?
Oh, okay. Well, I'm dyslexic, so you can't really... It doesn't work if you do shit like that to me. Okay, cool. Right. I don't know whether that makes me retarded.
It does.
Yeah, it does.
Literally
yeah.
Into
Yeah. Fuck you. That's up. Well, we're gonna move on. I can delete the stream later.
I just unlocked a core memory from Now Recording. I remember that.
Wait, what was that?
Oh, I read a fucking dono or something that was Suck on D's.
Okay.
Oh, I remember that.
I need to start sleep. Colin, fuck off.
Yes, here I am. And somehow the crime of me reaching out to help rescue somebody who's left to live on their own that shouldn't be for years on end is apparently comparative to sending a minor underwear, lingerie.
It
Given
is
my
traumatic,
rampant
man.
rise
Shut the
to
fuck up.
Celebrity status on YouTube, I might as well kick off this video by saying, if you've guessed my gender, you are correct. You're 100% right. Yes, that is my gender. To address another question, do I look like a angry marshmallow liberal cuck? Yes, I do. I agree. I do not choose this body. You can barely judge me by my cover.
This is like the worst way to address detractors ever. This is fucking awful. I'm not bothered by any of your comments. Here, let me make a 40-minute video about it. Fuck me.
My book cover. Exactly. I must be a liberal cuck just because I look like one. Am I also a weirdo? Yes. As you can see, perfectly comfortable with being my weirdo self. Do I want to be like everybody else? No. Who does? Is there other people who look like myself? Yeah. I at least saw one doppelganger. There's probably plenty of others who look very similar to me and that have quite a aggressive voice on YouTube. Do I appreciate people who represent me? No. Do I appreciate the people who cry fat acceptance when I sit here as my fat self? No. I do not appreciate the people who have spoken over me and for me as a transgender and someone who is literally on multiple chronic conditions.
Wait,
So,
they're trans?
for those people, I would appreciate.
For fun. Like, Matt's finally become progressive. Christ.
Well, I
Not
thought I
speaking of me.
figured it out. Now I'm just confused. I thought I knew what they went by, but now I'm confused.
Wait, what do they go by?
I don't
I thought
know.
it was a he.
Yeah, it's a he, right?
Is it?
Yeah, a lady that transitioned into a dude.
Is it?
Did they say they go by she?
They don't give any pronouns. They're just like, oh, well, I've heard. I'm just, yeah.
Oh, so now they're saying, oh, yes, my gender is X, right? Like in a sarcastic voice. But legitimately, now I don't know what the fuck they are. Like, I'm legitimately confused. This is just a human. This is if the aliens created man, right?
Well, this freeze frame does not make them look human at all.
They are the Ken doll of humans.
God. Oh, poor random's bad.
And not talking to me, or not talking for me, especially when it comes to people like Cuffles, who have basically weaponized the movement into her own agenda. That said, I have received some more information based on a close-to-home situation in my community, my modding group, that apparently the person who created the emulator for Super Nintendo ROMs has actually been harassed by Kiwi Farms. Does that make Kiwi Farms illegal? Probably not. There has to be more evidence against the owner. Does that mean that Kiwi Farms did nothing? Probably not. Probably has. My speculation is there might be a history back to somebody else I knew in the modding speedrunning community as well, but that might be a whole bigger investigation. As far as that goes, did Keffels at all help the movement against Kiwi Farms? No. She used it as a grifting point. She used it as a talking point to garner herself more virality, more popularity, just to cry and get more sympathy.
God, it's like fucking leftist bingo, isn't it? Keffel's bad. Keffel's also got attacked. Kiwi Farms bad. It's like
The worst thing about all of this is when Keffels was going on her Kiwi Farms are evil, which they may be, but when she was going on her whole parade and she was saying that they're the ones that doxed her and blah 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 blah, right? They all knew that wasn't the case, but it was convenient for them to go along with it.
well, yeah. I mean, because it was such an easy, like, it was a grift.
Easy dub.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the easy dub. It was a grift for, at the moment, the grift was good, right? It was working out for them, so they didn't really care. But now that, Keffels is no longer the flavor of the month in that community anymore, now it's, well, she was grifting back then. None of that was actually true.
I can't believe Keffels is actually gone. Like, I imagine she'll come back, but like, I can't. This is
she'll
like
be
the,
back.
but this is like the longest hiatus, isn't it?
Yeah, I haven't heard from
yeah.
her in a while.
Yeah, because even when she went to, like, Ireland and stuff like that, she was still pretty...
Yeah, she was fucking IRL streaming in Ireland.
Yeah.
But like completely gone at this point. It's fucking bizarre.
and money.
By the way,
People.
speaking of Kiwi Farms, who did that Josh Moon person fight with again, Matt? Recently?
Bo Blacks?
Bobby, yeah. That fucking Josh Moon guy's weird, bro.
I would like to say that I have no strong opinions on Josh Moon. Thank you.
No opinion whatsoever on that.
Moving swiftly on.
I do like your website, though, Josh. I do like it.
Thank you.
All right. Much like when we covered Sen. It doesn't mean that I don't like you. I still like you. All right? We're still friends. There's no reason for this to turn sour.
Beavers, put the shovel down, okay? Get out. Jesus.
Oh, fucking hell.
So in terms of Keffels, that is an obvious concern that she has taken and weaponized talking points of people like myself in my community into other issues. Now, when it comes to Tipster, that was becoming a concern for me as well, because he tends to come in and go, yo, hey, Keffels, I want to support trans people. I want to be part of that. And I see the common trend with him is that he will go into certain communities, certain groups, to try and change his subject topic of choice into something else. Now, he seems to be very stupid in that regard, that he can't do his research at all. When he talks about certain topics, there is a level of journalistic integrity that has to be followed up by when you're doing this sort of thing. When you're investigating or doing this sort of level of work into these matters of interest and issues, you do have to have a level of flexibility and openness to people who may be a little off edge, especially, or rather on edge. When you talk about people who are trans, we are dealing with a lot of people who have suicidal issues. And in terms of that, that is where the mistreatment of a new friend that I've made due to that circumstance has encountered in his group, in his community. Because in terms of being part of these communities and Keffels, is myself and another, this younger member, became part of this group in order to seek the support. Yes, we're going to be a little bit unhinged. That is the nature of dealing with these issues. In fact, the people who are probably not acting out and treating everybody else as unhinged are really repressing.
Yes, we're going to be a little bit crazy. What were you expecting, Sam? Of course we're going to be nuts. You should just expect that.
I can't. Fuck, I can't understand how anyone is sat here being like, yes, we're part of a community that needs understanding and care, and people like Keffels have weaponized this. Now let me release multiple videos trying to promote myself to people like Queeman and Chud Logic while talking about Keffels being bad and doxing Tipster, while also saying that they've brought in, like, collected a 16-year-old, and by the way, this is what trans representation is meant to be. I'm so fucking confused how anybody could go down this line, like, not even like on the crazy side. It's like all the criticisms you're throwing out are like you're speed running the thing you're criticizing. It's so fucking weird.
A lot of issues that they're denying themselves of. They're robbing themselves of being open and honest about their stress, about these anxieties, because there is a lot of harassment on the topic of transgenders, especially non-binary. Now, if anybody's curious about where I stand on my non-binary identity, 20 years ago when I was 14 years old, I had looked into being agender. I dismissed it at the time because I didn't think it made sense to me. I think it started making more sense years after the red pill anti-trans.
Oh my god! So they are, and are they them? Like that? Then okay, Beavers was right. Beavers, you finally hit the point where you can identify people magically. You fucking hell.
So they're he she.
Is it? Oh fuck. We're doing so well. We were doing so well.
Non-binary era came about. It took me a bit. At first I was like, this isn't right. Because like I thought, at that point I was moving into a whole, pushing myself into more of a feminine, outwardly feminine.
Okay. So again, this is another video massively oversharing.
How's it going, guys?
I was literally about to say that nobody cares.
Yeah,
Literally, nobody cares.
Nobody cares. So we're gonna go to our last video, which is Queeman. Now, I think this is one of the first time I've actually bootlegged Queeman's content. It's what an exciting like milestone. I'm glad that I get to do it with the both of you. Okay. Queeman managed to, like, Queeman had been covering this and desperately wanted to get this person on. I say desperately. I think they wanted a conversation. So got this fucking crazy person on, and this guy's. I've seen bits of this, but not all of it.
All right.
So Nico Nerd, you released a few videos recently talking about how you used to be friends with Tipster, right?
Friendship. Not.
You used to be, well, you used to be his moderator.
a viewer. Yeah, for like a bit.
What's a bit? How long's that?
I don't know, like a month or 3. Really not that long.
1 to 3 months, no problem. Okay. And so why did you end up leaving
no.
the moderation team? Why was?
Wait, a month or 3? This person was a moderator for Tipster for like a month to 3 months, and then decided to like destroy Tipster's life after that amount of time. Fucking hell, that is a
They
speed
really
run.
are on a speed run. Yeah.
I know earlier they were like, I was saying, oh, it's like the leftist speedrun thing, but like they're literally part of the speedrunning community or like attached to it, and they are speed running like lolcalden. That's incredible.
What's the story there exactly?
I don't know if it was like moderator team. He just kind of like demodded me, and then there was some issues he had with some criticism I said, I guess. I don't know exactly what. He doesn't really tell people, what it is on his mind or what's on his back. He says absolutely nothing, and then just tends to kick or ban people when he feels like it.
So were
It's
you
his thing.
were you banned too then? Is that what happened?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so why were you banned?
They didn't appreciate being
I'm not sure
demodded.
exactly. He
True.
hasn't really specified.
Okay, so it wasn't anything to do.
Understatement.
Where did the story with this 16-year-old who was in distress come in? What's that?
Okay,
Where's that
so
come in here?
if you want me to start from the top, she joined in the server around a bit after I started in there, and it was on for a while. She was on talking about a couple of topics about things she was going through, this and that.
Or like about what time frame?
I mean, I don't know if you're on the right mic.
Probably around February, I guess, was when this happened. I'm estimating. Then she comes in. She was very open about being trans in terms of joining the server. I think she was even part of Keffel's server for some time. I don't know how long. But it turned out in a situation she was like having a crisis moment where she was having a meltdown in the general chat. And me and another moderator stepped in to try and help her out. And through some discussions, it turns out that she was going through a lot in school, and she was basically left alone for like a year or 2 already by her parents. This is a situation where she was basically afraid of like being kicked out if they
Sorry,
found out
they
about her.
were away from that. You said the parents were abroad. What is the situation here?
Well, they work overseas.
Okay.
Basically, they never see her or are there for her. Literally.
Okay.
And I would say
so-
she's not exactly out to them yet, but she was trying to seek like communities, and I guess worst case scenario, she came into Keffel's and Tipsters groups as a result.
I'm sorry, fucking what? So these people work overseas, and they fucking just leave their kid, their 16-year-old there, and then being like, here, let the internet raise you? Okay, that's fucking wild. What the fuck? Is that any evidence that that's true? Beavers, do you ever think that anybody looks at like the now recording community and is using it as their like secondary family? Have you ever considered that? That's their home.
Who would be their father?
Mitch. Right?
Mitch would be their mother.
Toxic's little brother.
The thing that I always find, maybe it's because, okay, maybe I'm coming at this from the approach of somebody that is, completely quote unquote normal, right? I'm a cisgender male, right? That has normal interests.
Sure. Okay.
But it's always bizarre to me that so this person, this moderator lady, is advocating that this 16-year-old do something that would potentially end up with them being homeless.
Yes.
That is mind-blowing to me. That a 34-year-old would think that is the appropriate move to make.
Can I introduce you to the art commentary community?
That is fucking mind-blowing, bro. That is like there are priorities in life, and the number one priority is having a roof over your head and food in your belly. Aside from everything else in life, anything else that fulfills you or makes you like who you are as a person. That is the fundamental things that you need in life: is food and shelter. No. How do you think it is? It's just so weird to me. How do you think it is appropriate for a random 34-year-old on the internet to be offering up their house, or their room rather, because I know that from their previous video that they rent a room from some other person, right? Offering up your single bedroom to a 16-year-old as a 34-year-old.
Yeah, say what you want about Lio, but at least he is an adult and was offering his home to, like, people above the age of 18.
Yeah, to
like,
adults.
yeah. Like, this is a fucking kid. Like, what? It's fucking wild. I don't understand,
I mean,
like... do you remember when people used to have shame?
Just remove the whole transgender situation, right?
Sure.
Imagine me as a late 20s dude, right? Saying to a 16-year-old girl on Discord who's having some family issues, yeah, you can come stay with me. How fucking weird is that, bro?
Yeah. It's very fucking bizarre. And I don't know, I think it's always sensible to have, like, some... Like, they're not even a content creator at this point. They're fucking, like, a mod. They're a fucking Jenny. I've said this recently about looking into, like, some other things. If you're the sort of person that wakes up in the morning and looks at yourself in the mirror and thinks, yeah, I'm a Jenny. I'm madder. Die. Like, your life has gone fucking wrong. I don't know what to tell you. Like, there must be something else. And I don't mean people who enjoy modding. I mean the people who it is their fucking identity. Like, who use phrases like, I'm on staff. I fucking hate these people.
So, mostly I was intervening trying to calm her down from suicide, because that was the big issue. And because she was afraid of her parents kicking her out, cutting her off the money they were sending her, yeah, I offered her assistance, because it was actually a really critical situation where she would have been, like, homeless pretty much. That's why I offered her that.
I guess I would wonder why you're trying to have, or why you're putting yourself in the position where you're trying to talk this person down from suicide. Why you're not referring them to just professional services?
We did. We offered her.
But you shouldn't then get generally you shouldn't then get personally involved. You should just give them the emergency numbers and disconnect, not become involved in the situation. That's generally what the advice would be.
That's fair. It was a really critical situation. It was just an offer.
Why is a 25-year-old shit poster on the internet having to explain this to a fucking mid-30s like activist? What the fuck is wrong with people?
One of the offers.
Okay, but why was it?
It was one of the suggestions because
it
became critical to the point where she really exhausted her options. And at some point we offered, okay, maybe you just need to sleep on it for now.
What's she doing now?
No, she's already found a specialist and everything. Everything's fine now.
She's found a specialist. So she hadn't exhausted her options, then, had she?
No, but she was going through them to an extent.
But she hadn't exhausted her. Okay, sorry. So you're saying she exhausted her options, and that's why you offered a place for her to stay. Yeah. You're telling me now that actually she hadn't exhausted her options. You just said she hadn't.
I don't know exactly where she found it. I directed her to call her local city hall to verify if there was any other options. So she did that eventually. She was obviously in distress. We told her to take a break. It was just one suggestion, but I was just bringing up what happened in a certain scenario in the server. She's on her own now. She's doing okay.
Yeah, but
as far as I'm aware.
I don't know why you involved. I'm sort of lost on why you involved yourself and why you made an offer for this person to stay with you.
Because in her area, there really wasn't a lot of options.
But there are enough options.
To be assisted here.
What?
No, there are enough options, as I found out that she did find them.
But those options obviously existed. They obviously existed the whole time. So the options weren't exhausted, and they did exist.
Sure, but she was
you offered
harassed by some of the social workers.
She was being harassed by social workers.
Yeah,
about being suicidal. She was being harassed by social workers about being suicidal. That's what you're saying?
And she wasn't going to be quite open? Yes, because other people have been arrested by force for that.
But
there is a concern of that. It is a reality in some
You mean like a 5150 type thing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So you offered her to stay at your house instead?
Is that Abby?
I don't understand the thinking here.
I offered her to come over so that
I think that is Abby.
Was that Abby?
I don't know if that's Abby. Like, people who've seen this before.
Can we get confirmation?
Who the fuck is in this call?
That sounded like Abby. I heard Abby.
Matt's just like fucking. He's like, Matt's just like, near it in my head. You near it in my head.
the director to a juvenile center.
Why?
That was my intention.
The options were not exhausted.
That were
but you know proper resources that would help.
It is. I've got a confirmation from the chat apparently.
In my area specifically for juveniles.
Okay.
Because there are centers that help with displaced.
Oh, Abby secured the interview. Interesting.
Juveniles of all kinds.
There are resources like that in most places in the first world. It doesn't require you to transport to a different country. It doesn't require you to transfer to a different country, does it?
And okay, I understand.
And you can find most of this
in
on
in the third world, right? We don't call the suicide hotline. We just suck it up.
We just do it.
There's no fucking punchline to this. This is just Beavers having a moment. Oh my fuck. Abby is the reason they showed up to the interview? Holy fuck. Okay, actually, maybe Rare Abby win. Fuck.
Rare? No. Abby wins all the time. What do you mean?
That's not what you were saying earlier, Matt.
That's not true at all.
We're gonna have another Joshua Moo moment. For fuck's sake. Okay.
Nope. I have not discredited Abby since we had our issues. I am a firm supporter of Abby Blackburn.
Okay. That's true. I can confirm you've never spoken shit in private about Abby to me.
Involved. Sorry.
Say that again.
I'm not dumb.
Are you personally involved in any of the organizing for any of these organizations, or have you ever worked with them in any way?
I've spoken with communities locally. Yes, I have.
You spoke with communities locally. What does that mean?
I have access to resources where I could direct someone like that.
Okay, through what?
Through the Women's Center here. There's plenty of other sources.
Okay, you have connections at the Women's Center. That's what you're saying.
Exactly.
And
I have been to those areas. I have.
And that's the resources for juveniles that the resources for juveniles that you're intimately familiar with. All the community organizing is the Women's Center.
It would direct her to that. The problem is that there's way more resources here.
It just doesn't sound like you actually. It just doesn't sound like you actually know that much about what the local services or organizations do. Yet you're claiming you do, and that's the reason why you had to invite.
I don't think you do, but you're being argumentative instead of understanding my position.
I'm questioning the position that doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to me that you would claim to be so intimately familiar. I understand you're saying you're willing to help this person. It doesn't sound like you did a very good job of it. And it doesn't sound like your goals were very well thought out here.
Oh, everything else was thought out. We gave her plenty of other options.
It wasn't all thought out because you've already said that you thought all her options were exhausted. That's why you offered her a place to stay.
Yes, and I offered her that as another option. I think you're hyper-focusing on that issue a little too much, other than the bigger picture that happened. The option.
But how is it that
it was just part of what I mentioned and what happened? Okay. Why did I offer her? Because if there wasn't any option she really had, I said at this final resort, you can come here, and I know plenty of resources because in her area,
you don't know the resources.
There's a lot of resources that were hostile.
That's not true.
I do know my own cities.
Okay, but put yourself in like those parents' position, right? Like whether or not they're or not. Because like, what do you even mean by they weren't around? Like, were they literally gone? Or
they
live
overseas. They work overseas. Sorry, they work overseas.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So imagine like a kid. So imagine a kid just goes and like goes with you. There's no like message. There's no nothing. They just disappear, and their kid's missing. Whether or not they're around or not, that's still their child. And so, like, then you have that aspect of where it's essentially could turn into like a kidnapping scenario, which puts you in a very dangerous position, whether it's legal or otherwise. And on top of that, like, what if things don't work out between you two? Then that person's on the streets. And what if they don't make it? Or what if something happens on the way? Like, there's so many things that could happen. And on top, if you don't mind me asking,
absolutely, I do agree with your side. That's why we were trying to. As a final resort, I've offered that as a solution. It wasn't that it was the main option I was offering the girl. It was only if she didn't find anything in her area. I suggest a local shelter she could try. I told her to get in contact.
If you don't mind me asking, how long have you been out of like homelessness? And by out of homelessness, what exactly do you mean?
5-10 years I've been homeless, and in terms of that, I have been shelter to shelter. So I'm not one to sleep on the streets.
Technically out of homelessness yet.
Right.
Okay.
And, no, I'm in unit right now. I'm actually safe now.
Oh, you are.
That's what I'm saying.
For about how long, if you don't mind me asking?
Right now, absolutely have 5 years.
Why would you advocate?
Well,
You've been homeless. How do you not understand how shit being homeless is? Why would you put the 16-year-old in a position where that could potentially happen? Why? It's so infuriating. It's so stupid. Fucking hell. I can guarantee you that this, okay, the suicidal thing, refer them to a suicide center, right? But you trying to like MacGyver some fucking situation for this kid to be all right in your care that might not work out, like they said. Maybe they end up homeless. Maybe the resources at your local center are fucking constrained at the time that you bring them there. Why would you do that? How is that a better outcome for that person? I would much rather have my gender identity be slightly obscured, let's say, or not be able to be my full self, than be homeless. You know what it's like to be homeless. It sucks.
I think what's like really weird about this is like we all know 16-year-olds lie, right? Like we're all aware that teenagers chat shit, and so much of this seems to be of just taken at face value and gone, oh yeah, 16-year-old kid, come move in with me. And this person doesn't seem stable in the fucking slightest. They've just told us they have loads of mental health problems, physical health problems. They're obviously a bit fucking unstable. I mean, fucking clearly. And they're like, yeah, fucking move in with us. Jesus Christ. And why are the mods doing this? Actually, random question. Why is there no one on this fucking mod team that looked at this and went, yeah, we should probably, probably stop this or say some shit about it? Oh my fucking god.
So you're stable as far as like where you're living and your work, and like, do you work?
I wouldn't say I work, but I am in a stable place, yes. I have
Okay,
resources
so
that are
there's a lot, for me personally, for somebody, whether or not they're trans or whatever, it's a lot for me to think of a 16-year-old going to somebody that's still kind of getting on their feet or just got out on their feet or doesn't necessarily do like the status quo of existing in society, of having a job and having a stable place to live, and going to you and saying, hey, I have this kind of life that I'm kind of living, and I know that you are trans or whatever you identify as, but like, you gotta understand.
She was going to end up homeless anyway. That was my concern.
But she
and
didn't
I said,
end up
I
homeless,
know
did she?
safer. No, but I'm saying if she had.
She wasn't going to end up homeless.
Find those places.
Oh, she could. She could potentially end up homeless. So the better thing to do is to have her move in with the person that's on Social Security.
Clearly. Obviously. I mean, why are you saying this like it's a crazy thing, Beavers? Why are you saying this like that's an insane thing to say? Oh, fucking, I don't think any of these people should be allowed to advocate for fucking anything. Holy shit. This is it's actually retarded.
That's what I was saying. As a last resort, if she ended up being kicked out by her parents, that was one of her fears. I was saying, if it absolutely comes to that, you can come here.
Okay, do you understand how this is a perfect example of why you shouldn't have gotten yourself involved in this situation in the first place? You're not in a position to be making these sorts of decisions. Sorry, but I believe you've said in a video that you have hoarding issues. Do you think that's an environment to be inviting a child to?
Do you assume that the hoarding is bad enough that I would invite the child?
I think any amount of
any hoarding,
if you're inviting a child, any hoarding if you're inviting a child.
No, it's hoarding in a certain level. Of course, I clean up.
There's not an acceptable
hoarding
level
is
of
a
hoarding.
side effect
No,
of hoarding is a side effect from homelessness. That is something that.
Beavers, do you think their hoarding is at an acceptable level?
I looked at their room. They kind of just looked broke. I didn't see no hoarding.
I mean, adding, like, when they're like, oh, we're in a stable place, like, what are you calling a stable place? Like, you can feed yourself? Like, how are you going to feed another fucking person? Like, and where's the money coming from for all of this? They were like, oh, get on a train.
Oh,
This kid's, like, apparently worried about homelessness, and they're like, buy a train ticket? What?
This person, the mod, has now said, in their previous video, they said that they suffer from chronic fatigue syndrome, which I believe is just laziness in their case, but they can believe what they want to. They suffer from chronic fatigue syndrome. What? You are already in a physically and emotional exhausted state perpetually, right? Because of that. What makes you think that you are going to be able to provide that emotional support or the physical support, like the extra work that you would have to do, etc., to the 16-year-old that you would now have come stay with you? How would that be appropriate? They literally said that prior to releasing that first video, they were sleeping for like 3 days.
Yeah.
After the first video.
Yeah.
They were literally sleeping for 3 days. They couldn't get up. How is that appropriate? You're going to have a 16-year-old move into your single bedroom while you're on Social Security and you occasionally have to sleep for 3 days because of your illness. Like,
that's so fucking weird.
What?
And then they get up, fucking like Google people as their superpower.
They do like a good, like, fucking 12-hour Google session and they pass out for 3 days again.
She sent Queeman and bug pics of her apartment to prove they aren't a hoarder. Thanks, Keith. Jesus fucking Christ. Don't worry, guys. Here's pictures of where I live. There you go. Fucking god. And they have fibromyalgia. That's quite a lot. That's quite a lot of fucking random shit. Holy fuck.
Needs to be continually worked on. I know because I've
Absolutely, I know.
stuff that like, but that's what he's trying to tell you. Like you still have
That's
your
why
own
I'm
stuff to work on
saying,
and try and
I know
even
safer
offering it as a
resources.
last resort. I'm trying to
Abby,
I'm trying to level with you.
Abby, it's okay. Let me just explain. Because of the place she was in was very hostile. There's a lot of shootings. There's a
Well,
lot
I
of that.
100% understand. I 100% understand.
That's
I
why I
get
say
it.
the places here were safer, and there's a lot safer places. It was
Like
only last resort if she ended
16.
up that way.
I almost really hitchhiked across fucking America to get the fuck away from my parents. I get it. I understand what you're saying. I luckily had a pastor help me.
What the
and
fuck
talk me
do
into
her
my
parents?
And they, they calmed me down.
What the fuck are her parents doing? They work overseas, but she lives in a place where there's a lot of shootings. That does not seem like a good trade-off. Not gonna lie.
I'm trying to think of the logistics.
My parents work overseas, but I still live in the ghetto.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the fucking logistics of working overseas and leaving your kid at home at 16. Like, that's not normal this day and age, right? Am I going fucking crazy? Like,
No, I would think we're probably not. If that is the case, they're probably at a boarding school, right? I would think.
yeah, that's what my parents did to me.
Sense.
Yeah,
they send you away.
Fuck off, go live here for a bit. Yeah, like if they're
great.
overseas, they've got, I don't know, and that's usually you have enough money. Like, you don't tend to leave your kid alone at that age to run a household on their own, because that, you know, maybe like fucking a long time ago, but it was with grandparents occasionally. Oh, what the fuck? Okay, evening, Queen. So she's. Okay, well, then what's the risk level here? That they're living with the grandparents? That seems fucking fine. And look how normal you turned out, Beckett. Fuck off, Mon.
That's a credible resource. That's somebody that actually works with teenagers, works with those people, and does what they need to do.
Accountable to local community. Isn't some random online.
And that's
that
what I
is-
was trying to.
But it's not what you were
that's
trying
what I
to
was
do. You
giving
were trying to
resources
remove
to.
this person from the
Completely
environment they were
was.
in. You were trying.
that's
You were trying to
fair.
separate them from their pre-existing
And
connections.
maybe a 5150 call is a good way to go. Like that.
I wasn't just removing her
That's
out.
me. Like, you know what I mean?
I was
Like,
just
asking
saying-
randos on the internet.
Wait,
is
wait,
putting
wait,
them in
Abby, hold on.
dangerous
Let Nico explain something. Sorry.
I only gave her that option as a last resort if she ended up on the street and she had nothing else to go to. I absolutely gave her the options. I told her to go to City Hall first. And I believe she did. I don't know exactly what she did. She found support, thankfully. I don't know who she found to talk to. She didn't open up with that. As far as that go, that's her business right now. And I assume she's out of that place by now, hopefully. So, like, the girl is certainly going through a lot. We just wanted to offer her some options so that she wasn't completely, like, left alone. And in terms of if you're concerned about my position, I have plenty of ways to get things that I need just fine. That's why I'm saying that everything's perfectly okay if I had the option of that to help her, to extend that. I just wanted to extend a hand. Be like, if it's absolutely necessary, if it absolutely comes to that.
It's just totally inappropriate for you to be extending that hand, and the reasons you've given for extending it are bizarre. The idea that you've got connections, you call yourself a digital activist. Can you explain that more as well?
Like, in terms of sharing information online, that yes, I have talked a bit on that.
Yeah. So I'm just curious because it seems like you're talking about, you know, all these people in the community, you know all this stuff about emulation, you know all these people in the emulator scene, you know all about digital activism, you're a digital activist, you've done all this stuff, but it just doesn't seem like there's any evidence of that, and it just seems like constantly whenever I
I
press you
was
on
talking on the side with other people. Now, if
when
you're
I
pressing
just
on that, that's
when I
a
just
whole other
pressed you on your connections with local community resources, it seemed like you had nothing. You just turned around, you told me you had.
So, the issue is they thought they were going to get kicked out for being trans and suicidal from Quilla. Yeah, I mean... Fucking... They're 16! Again, like, this is why when I look at this activism shit, I'm just like, what evidence did any of these people need? It's a 16-year-old. Do these people not remember what it was like being 16? You say the most fucking outrageous shit. And like, God, has anyone heard from this person? I mean, like, part of me hopes, like, I just hope they're okay. Like, what the fuck? This is so bizarre. And like, yeah, Queen... Go on.
Just like, it's so bizarre that you would be a 16. So you're a 16-year-old. Imagine not being able to tell your grandparent everything about you at 16. Oh, imagine that.
Yeah, that'd be
Imagine
fucking
just
wild.
trying to toe the line. Oh, that's wild, bro. Never did that myself. Wild, man.
Oh my fucking God. Yeah, like, I don't know. I'd fucking sneak out the house, do random shit at 16. You didn't tell everyone. I assume Nico is still in contact. That's a little fucking worrying. My God. Fuck.
all these, you knew everything about all these juvenile services that exist in your city. Then when I press, the only thing you mention is, oh, I was going to refer to the
That
women's
isn't
centre.
nothing though. And you
No,
assume
but it doesn't say. But you talked up quite a lot. So
no,
I would just like to hear a little bit, if you could, talking your digital.
no, you
activism,
assume I
if
don't
you-
have the ability just because of that. Just because I mentioned a few resources. I absolutely know local resources.
No, I asked you about local resources, and you didn't seem to be able to talk about it at any length or with any depth. Even though I repeated the
Into
question.
how much depth?
So you said you.
Shelters
What do you know about? Yeah. What do you know
resources?
about local? What do you know about your local juvenile resources, other than just that there's a women's centre?
There is juvenile center there as well. There is juvenile services specifically for juveniles that are located in this area, more so than where she was living.
Okay, you keep saying there's juvenile services specifically for juveniles located in this area, more so than in her area. You're not actually saying, you're not telling me anything about the services in your area or anything. You're not displaying any level of knowledge or familiarity with the systems or organizations that are in your area, despite
It's
claiming that
literally
you
a
had so
quick
much knowledge.
Google search on the map.
It would be a quick
I can
Google
literally
search
find these
in her
resources.
place as well.
Oh my
Do you understand how
god,
it doesn't make any
bro.
sense?
That's like me saying, right? That's like me saying, I know that near-ish to me, right? There is a insane asylum, right? Like where they put people.
I believe that.
Like for
Sure.
the 501 thing and everything, right?
Yeah.
Like the American thing, like they detain. So I know that place exists. Therefore, I understand the mental health system in my country, right? I'll just refer you to them. I know where they are on the map. I know how everything works there. That's deluded.
Fucking hell. This is so dumb. Oh fuck, I hate leftist activism so fucking much. Okay. I think this person just wants to be a hero. I think this person just wants to be a hero and wants to get all the accolades. That's been my read ever since I saw all the, once I found out that they were going around trying to get, their shit viewed or, their message out, because I don't believe this whole, I can't believe this is broken containment. It's interesting that Deborah's Nico Nerd is a regular in Bo Black's chat. I'm like, yeah, because every time somebody gets a weird fucking obsession with hating one particular content creator, they will go and watch content creators they would never normally watch. They will go and connect with them and then be like, yeah, because this is great, because you're shitting on the person I fucking hate. And it is pure Spurg behavior. Now, I don't know if they're still making content. Fuck, now I kind of want to find out. But yeah, this is, I can't believe they fucking, actually, do you know what? Fair play to Abby. Absolutely fair play actually getting them onto this, because this is, I would prefer to see this conversation than, any of the, almost any other, because Queeman, really dug into this shit. And the good cop, bad cop thing actually does work. Because I can't believe how long, I mean, this is an hour and 12 minutes. I can't believe how long you kept them in the fucking conversation. It's fucking ridiculous.
That is correct.
The reasoning,
I didn't find any
yes,
juvenile resources.
but
there
the
other
reasoning
than
you
City Hall
gave,
one.
the reasoning you gave was that you were familiar with the resources in your area, so it would be better for this girl to come to you.
Absolutely.
But you're not familiar with the resources in your area. You're
I'm
saying you
familiar
need to
with
Google
the people
them.
and volunteers here being a lot safer than the ones in her area.
Based on what?
That was why. Based on the fact that I've had personal experiences with these organizations that are helping people.
Have you had personal experiences with the ones in her area?
Not directly, but I know.
Well, then
for
how
sure
would you
that
know
there
that?
are
Then how would you
people
know the
who
ones in
have
your area are
benefited
so much safer? How would you know the ones in your area are so much safer?
Because there are specific interracial services that deal with people of her, ethnicity as well.
I'm all about.
In terms of
yeah,
that, there are very
interracial
specialized
services.
resources for that as well. Yeah.
What?
In terms of other ethnicities, minority. That was part of it.
Okay, so tell us about the digital activism then.
Oh, I've been around sharing information with whoever. Been in a couple of chats, sharing important things. In general, with that Illuminati.
I
topic
have a
brought up,
Twitter
before
account.
that, I've
So
brought up other
you talk about drama in this.
Who's
I have
Stylo?
a
Oh,
Twitter
Stylo's
account and I'm
great.
in some group chats.
That's digital activism, right? Fucking.
Yeah.
That's it's a very low bar these days.
Oh, look, if I put a Palestine flag in my Twitter bio, I'm technically an activist. That's how it works.
It's fucking great. I mean, yeah, apparently so. Oh, fucking! Did you see that clip on Twitter, Beavers? The we're staging revolution. Please bring us snacks. Clip. So a load of protesters at a university were like, "Oh, we demand the university brings us food and water so we don't dehydrate and die," and we're calling it humanitarian aid. It's been doing the rounds because it's incredibly cringy. Yeah, no, the left deserves better activists.
What is that? Is that what you mean by digital activism?
Are we just gonna skip over the ethnicity comment? I don't really know what to fucking do with it. I've got no idea what this person's ethnicity is. I don't know why that's relevant. And also now someone, as well as like Stylo joins. I imagine Stylo has some core points potentially to do with that, knowing Stylo.
In terms of certain information that benefits activist motives, absolutely.
So okay,
That's the point.
Right, so you just talk about stuff in Discord. That's your digital activism.
Sharing direct information about the Illuminati issue and other information like with Owen, was it his online name?
Why is that to do with?
Him,
You mean posting like content links, like content suggestion links, right? You mean like watching YouTube videos and saying
news, articles,
oh,
anything
yeah, okay.
related to the prevalent issues?
Okay, yeah.
How is the Illuminati thing
Yeah,
activism?
That's what I was about to ask. How is the Illuminati thing like fucking to do with activism? I don't. The fuck? Like Illuminati was just pure.
Shit.
Yeah, it's pure drama streaming. Like was Illuminati particularly woke?
Yeah, I think so.
But it was
They were,
more
like grifting to the left.
well, they were grifting like they seem to be grifting
Yeah,
against
content.
yeah, because their content was like this like
They're on a podcast.
they were on a
maybe.
podcast. Yeah.
Yeah, they were on like a lefty podcast.
Oh fuck yeah. Okay. Oh, it's still though. I don't know. That's just a bit fucking weird. Because they're like the thing that they're known for is like their fucking MLM content, shit like that. Like their takedowns. I don't know. Maybe this counts as good leftist activism. Fucking knows.
When I think of an activist, right? Like, no matter how like badly Keffels is a grifter, right?
Sure.
I would say she's an activist, right? Whether she believes in it or not. She's an activist for that section, whether she's good at it or not. But I wouldn't say Illuminati was an activist. It wasn't her entire personality. It wasn't...
Right.
Yeah.
She might have just been a lefty with views that she expressed on a podcast, but she wasn't out there championing like a cause kind of deal.
Yeah, whereas that's really what
the
covers
hatred
for.
for MCMs.
Unless it's
Everybody hates MCMs.
Yeah, unsurprisingly, because they
Unless you get in on the top,
what?
and it's good.
Beavers, you starting in?
MCMs are only bad for the people at the
Oh
bottom.
my god, are you starting a pyramid scheme, buddy?
I would.
Yeah, I know you would. I'm well aware.
You know, don't you ever think about that? Like, if you could go back in time, like the guy that the Ponzi scheme is named after, I could have so done that. Like, before people were aware that it was a thing, I could have so done that.
I'd totally celebrate like something like the Golden Gate Bridge or like the fucking Eiffel Tower. I'd be so down for that. That'd be great. Even if I was gonna get caught, totally with it. Sounds fucking amazing. What a way to go down in history.
Call themselves digital activists. They call themselves like the HNT or diggers or yeah. So yeah, there's different words for it. So what else was there? Fuck. Abby, have you got anything here? Let me just see if I've got anything else.
I guess.
Oh, sorry, wait, sorry, I had to ask. Was there? You said that in your last video, Nico, that you knew someone in the emulator community who had been harassed by Kiwi Farm. So, do you want to talk about that at all?
I'm not sure the full information, but it was one that created the Super Nintendo emulator.
Oh, did you know them?
Trans. Not directly, but the community does.
Right. Oh, okay.
That's what I mean. I don't have the information on that yet.
You thought okay, so you didn't know BU. You just sort of said you did. Okay, got you. All right, Abby, go for it. Sorry.
No, I didn't mean that I knew him or said I did. I meant that I knew people in the community that have connections to him. But in terms of that, yeah, the community does tend to know each other, even though we don't directly talk.
Right.
In that sense, if it makes sense.
So like a hive mind almost.
For fuck's sake.
No. Lots of people discuss different emulation and that between the communities. Happens all the time. Especially when it was a pretty big deal that they were gone and that the death certificate was shared within my community. So yeah, it becomes pretty personal.
Yeah, I can imagine. Abby, did you want to ask about TIPSTER?
I did. I have a few questions. We'll kind of go back.
How do you sit in an interview where somebody makes an offhand comment of kind of like a hive mind and you're like, nah, not really. Like, how is this person not catching on? Like, how did your life end up here? Oh my fucking god.
A little bit.
Hold on, I want to address that. I wouldn't call Keffels an activist at all. She does the same as Illuminati. I disagree with you. Like, the thing that... So, Keffels, like, spent time being, like, a Twitch streamer and doing, like, Twitch gaming. But, like, the thing that, like, Keffels has used to propel herself is things like ratioing, like, trying to, like, make arguments for the wider community. She did this all the way through... kind of the Kiwi farm shit, where she was like, we have to do this, we have to keep people safe, despite putting her own fucking mods and community directly in the firing line, with things like, actually, like, a lot of their names were released because Keffels was careless. And, like, Keffels, like, whenever Keffels got pushback, she was like, oh, well, I'm not an activist. But she clearly was. And clearly was trying to push a very particular agenda. Like, Illuminati is a very different kind of content creator and built herself through a very different kind of content to, like, being an activist. They're not quite the same thing.
So it kind of seemed like you were kind of
just having politics doesn't make you an activist.
From the first video.
Yeah. I wasn't really intending that to be too viral.
Okay, yeah, I don't understand that, but before we get there, real quick, how long have you been in I guess watching YouTube videos is a good part, and like what community did you start in? I guess is a good way to start.
In terms of what, like way
like
back?
Like Keffels community, were you watching, like, did you start watching the videos more often like 2 years ago? Like where did you kind of start with all that? Because how did you end up at TIPSTER?
Oh, with Keffels and TIPSTER. And I'm not quite sure. I think I was looking for somebody to give more information on the Illuminati issue, since sharing it with him was my intention to make it a bigger story. But sharing it in his community, also gets shared to other communities too. So in that sense,
are we talking about YouTube Illuminati? Just to make sure I'm on the same page.
Yes, absolutely.
Sharing it to Tipster was the intention to make Illuminati a bigger story. That's fucking what? Illuminati was already a massive story. Like, this is like fucking what? The levels of fucking delusion on display. Jesus.
Okay. Sorry, just making sure. Yeah. Okay, so
I felt like at the time that he had the good voice for that topic, so that's why.
And were you aware of like all the prior commentary stuff that had happened and like him leaving?
No, because like literally I was off of YouTube for those couple of years. So yeah, I didn't catch all that.
And
do you even know who Tipster was?
With Keffels at that point, I'm assuming. So did you kind of merge over there as well?
Oh, fuck me. The first video was like, no one knows how to research. No one knows how to research. I have superpowers involving Google. And now she's like, yeah, I didn't actually know who the fuck Tipster was. Fantastic. Amazing work. Jesus Christ.
By proxy, kind of. Like...
In Xander Hall?
Yeah, I was in and out of his live streams, and then...
So how long have you been doing this online activism for then?
A couple of years in and out.
So, okay. Sorry, trying to think about how I want to direct that. So so you were closer to Tipster? Like, did you guys talk one-on-one, or was this kind of like you just existed there?
I just kind of joined the community, and he needed some extra mods and appointed me.
Yeah. I mean,
like, otherwise, yeah.
Yeah, no, I got modded and demodded in less than a week, so, life happens. But I also didn't... Do you know, like, the basic internet rules of, like, not doxing people?
Yes. There is a law that says not to reveal too much information.
Not law.
Yeah, no, I tried
not
to do it
law.
within the bounds of what was legal, what I figured was legal, but of course I realized that video was overkill. And
That's not Abby's question.
I won't deny that.
You want to be a content creator, you told me?
Not really.
But you just said that to me.
Kind of, but not really. I said I really didn't want to be. It's not that I intended to.
You want to deal with all this stuff, is what you're trying to say.
Well, no, that's not exactly what I meant in the video at all. The rough talk of the video was for, like, past followers of another channel I had that came over. So when it came out a little bit further, yes, the information was shared to an extent. Now, I did say it was overkill, that video, but it was shared to an extent for people who wanted to know that information. That
do you intend on making more, like, videos and stuff? Like, just about anything?
I wanted to do gaming mainly. It wasn't, like, really important on my list.
So you're still making
content, just one-off.
what you still want to do, whether or not it's a video or streaming or whatever, right?
I guess.
So I'm kind of just trying to tell you that, like, there's optics to all this stuff. Like, what's important in the law and what's important online are going to be relatively similar, but also have varying degrees of severity. So, like, when you do something that's, like, roughly doxing where Tipster exists and where his job is, it's kind of hard to, like you're going to get a lot of ridicule for that. Like, do you understand that is why that happened?
I realize that now.
I can't believe we've hit the point where, like, again, yes, Abby is right. Doxing people is probably going to get you a lot of fucking shit. this person's adopting a 16-year-old from their grandparents. Is there a legal thing there? It doesn't matter. It's fucking bizarre.
No, honestly, I was just putting it on.
Sorry, I suppose just one second. I suppose on that topic, Nico Nerd, is it true you're upset about the sort of Chud reacting to your video on stream? Do you want to talk about that a little bit? I heard you had some issues with the way Chud treated the situation.
I can't remember exactly what I said in my last video on it. It was more so how it was just really focused on, like, automatically making me out like I was being a creep. I wasn't trying to be. Yeah, I suppose it wasn't really the best option, but in terms of, like, how I was explaining it, didn't come off exact.
I suppose more
specifically, like I say, I'm not really used to
the way he used his platform. You said something about blasting it to his audience and that you didn't want it blasted.
Well,
it seemed like you did.
That's just it. Like, no, I posted it there to be shared to other. It finds its way to Tipster because I'm not in a server anymore.
Okay.
So wanted more so. Look, my options are usually when there's a channel that sells self-promotion in a Discord channel. Often that's just to share amongst the people within the Discord server. I have not seen a channel that does what Chud does with it, so that was just kind of new to me.
What do you mean?
My thing was, if he wants to...
It's a public Discord server, right? Anyone can go in there and just look at the channel and see what's posted there if they want to find new content to look at, or... I mean, that's what it's...
That's right, but usually the content creator doesn't meddle with what's in self-promotion. That's why.
Sure, but the second video you put in Chud's inbox, though, right? And so that...
Yeah, and I didn't appreciate how he overreacted to what I was saying. That was all. Because it might have been out of context. It doesn't sound exactly the best thing to say. But in terms of that, I guess I wasn't really paying attention to what I said because it was kind of on a tangent as well. Okay. Most of my video was pertaining to addressing the other video that I made.
So why did you make the initial video?
Beavers.
Yes, sir.
If somebody came to you with a video and said, "Hey, can you cover this on Now Recording?" Would you expect them would you be surprised if they were upset that you covered it on Now Recording? Like you'd expect someone to know. Yes. I'd expect someone to know who you are, like before sending you something.
Yeah, I would think that they should look into that.
I mean, Chud's not a small content creator. It's not like, oh, unknown content creator Chud Logic. I wonder what his coverage will look like.
Yeah, Jesus. You could just watch one Chud Logic stream and know the vibe. Maybe this isn't the best idea.
Especially when he's talked about you already. He's like, no. There you go. Fucking idiots.
You made it. Did you think it?
I think they went into it. I think they went into it with. I think they went into it with the naive belief that all publicity is good publicity, and then they figured out that that wasn't the case.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen people do this a few times. They've they'll reach out to certain communities thinking, oh, well, actually, I'm in the right, and these people hate Tipster, or like these people hate this person, so obviously that will be the main focus. And it's like, I don't think that I know that's how any of this fucking works. I think you're fucking crazy.
Or what was the motivation here? Because I don't understand how you're squaring this circle of, yeah, so I made this video about a relevant trending drama topic, shitting on a guy that everyone else is shitting on, posted it publicly on YouTube, put it in a self-promotion channel in Discord, but I didn't want a lot of people to see it.
Well, I didn't expect the amount of reach it had to Chud's live stream. My point was I overthought the information. I thought, like, if I'm going to say that Tipster is getting this much, then I got to provide some sort of receipt, and I overdid it. Obviously, I overkilled it. And Chud did address that, and that was what I was working on to cut it out for later, but, like, at this point, I don't even know if it really matters anymore.
Yeah, like, Bug saw it as self-promo and alerted Chud and Queen to it. Yeah, like, Bug's good like that.
Also claimed that Tipster was sending DMs to minors asking if they wanted to see his tip. Is that what's the deal with that?
There was a situation where that was actually a conversation amongst another streamer, I think. Sorry if I can't remember who. I'm not good with names.
Beavers, have you ever known Tipster to send? Yeah, have you ever seen the tip?
I have not seen the tip. I don't think Tipster's seen the tip in a good few years
Okay.
Okay, but you did you see any of this stuff happen with like the Minecraft people lately? Like she got tickled and everybody like canceled them over nothing?
Yeah, actually I heard that.
Okay, so could you understand why people would get concerned at minimum with somebody saying that they talked to a 16-year-old and told them they could come to their house.
I understand there's a lot of that going on. I just find that if you're going to pick apart something like that, like you're going to need evidence to back up that claim. If you're going to accuse someone of a creep, at least have some other evidence with it.
Well, it's
I do
inherently
understand how it
creepy
can come
to
off.
most. It's inherently creepy to most, especially with how this side of the internet is. Like even in Tipster's old content, he would probably agree, and because that was what you used to watch, right? That, like,
It's not even the side of the internet. It's really not. It's not the side of the internet. I, as a grown man, right, do not interact with minor females, right? Or really minor males at all.
Thanks for that clarification.
I will not let them onto my property if I'm alone at home. I will not let them into my house. It is just something that would never happen.
Well, yeah. Yeah, like...
It's
why?
Number one, in today's society, it's a self-protection mechanism, right? I'm not gonna fucking have you, the minor, come live in my household. No. I'm opening myself up to so many things.
Well,
It's not gonna happen.
I say this with all
You're
the,
not
like...
my relative.
Well,
You're not my problem.
Yeah, I say this with all the Artcom stuff. It's like... If you find out somebody who is below the age of 18, just fucking kick them. Tell them to come back in a few years. And I've seen certain ones of the community do this. But, like, it just... You see what happens, because, like, the whole fruitcake server shit is all this stuff of, like, fucking adults, or, like, people above the age of 18, anyway, posting pornography with, like, 13-year-olds in the chat, and they're like, nah, this is fine. Fucking idiots. I mean, fucking, well, actually, I'll be honest, I think some people would legitimately try to groom some people in the fucking chat. But, yeah, it shouldn't be that hard to, like, have harder, like, lines in this shit. It's like all the Minecraft stuff, like the Minecraft YouTubers keep having fucking grooming scandals because they're surrounded by fucking children. It's like, what are you doing? Stop! Get shit together.
18, let's just say 25 and older, saying, hey, you can come stay with me at 17 or 16 is gonna come off bad. I mean, the guy just, like, you know, endgamed over it recently.
Okay, but let me point this out. The other moderator who was with me encouraged it and said that they that the teenagers
should be
trust me.
checked too. I don't know.
Well, there you go. Like, if that was what Tipster was pissed off about, then go after the other moderator too. That became his goth mommy
Oh,
recently.
don't expect people to be fair online. It's never been fair. Tipster's never been fair.
Oh, I know.
Tipster
It's
cares about
just,
his
you know, it's ridiculous because she was there trying to help out this girl as well, and decides to all of a sudden fuck off and decide to say that the girl is crazy and blah blah blah. Like, I hate this dismissal. Like the girl was
He
hurt
did the
by
same thing to
that.
Colton.
She was there.
Colton is fucking nuts.
Oh yeah, Colton. I don't know. He says that to a lot of people. He just like blows up. He did it to another closer friend of his too.
Okay, sorry. I have a lot of requests asking about the microwave eggs. Can you elaborate on those?
Oh, it's just a video on TikTok. I don't know what's the big deal about that. Yeah. I don't know what the issue about that is. It's just a video on
I
TikTok.
agree. This is a retarded line of questioning, and I agree.
Okay, back to the point. Okay, so what are the parents? Back to the kid with the parents.
Well, I want to know
what
about
do
the
you
microwave
her,
eggs.
Or them?
Have you ever made eggs in the microwave?
Yes.
Yeah. So have I. We're disgusting human beings. And it's never great. It's so stinky.
It's not a good choice. But do you know what? Sometimes I'm just really tired and I don't wanna to be fair, I've got better. I boil eggs now. That's the easiest thing to do. I'm just like, yeah, just put it in, boil some eggs, that's fine. Fuck it. Life will continue. Jesus Christ. It's been a while since I microwaved an egg. Oh, weird fucking sentence.
Whatever, being suicidal or whatever they were going through.
They definitely opened up about wanting to give up and just give up on everything that they were trying to live for. That's why. It was, I don't know the exact full conversation. I couldn't give you the word-for-word details, but it was pretty obvious. She was in a meltdown crisis in the chat. Like, that was the thing. The fact that when she mentioned that her parents were not there at all times, that's when we were, like, trying to pitch in. My issue is when servers treat people in a crisis like that as, like, we can't handle it and just kick them out as if that's gonna help.
I don't think anybody.
Why does she keep framing it like that, though? She keeps framing it like the parents weren't there for the child, which is fair enough. The parents weren't there. They work overseas. But they had their grandparents.
Yeah, because
The way that she frames it is like this child is living alone in an apartment, like they've been abandoned somewhere. right? Just do your own thing, 16-year-old. No, they have a support structure. They have grandparents.
Yeah, if Quilla hadn't
And I'm
said this,
sure
I'd
the
have no
grandparents are
fucking
the legal
idea.
guardians.
Yeah. Just hey, don't trust those old people who are related to you. Come stay in my basement. Come live in my basement, motherfucker.
But you can't handle it. That you should kick them out. That's the right thing to do.
Depends. I disagree, but
you've already shown you've
the whole...
displayed ineptitude. You've shown irresponsibility and poor decision making. You said that you're a hoarder, yet you invited the 16-year-old to live with you. You were offering that as an option despite not having.
I mentioned I was a hoarder as like something I struggle with, but that doesn't mean I'm not capable of helping someone.
You've admitted that you don't actually. You've admitted
that
you don't actually know about the local services and organisations that exist to help young people. Yet you were offering this person to come and live with you anyway. So you've displayed.
But you keep cycling back to this, not knowing my local services when I have looked into it.
But you clearly don't.
I absolutely do.
You acted like you were very familiar with them, like you could get them set up super easy. You weren't. You were Google searching stuff.
I'm familiar with the services that will set them up to that. Exactly.
Okay, but the point is that you've shown irresponsibility, and you injecting yourself into that situation is more likely to have a
negative outcome. You can keep calling it irresponsibility. I stepped up to become a mentor and to help this person.
It's not your job. You should not be a mentor. You should not be putting yourself in that situation. That is irresponsible.
Oh well, that's your opinion. I offered that as an option.
Oh well, that's not just Queeman's opinion. That's the opinion of any sane fucking human being. Nobody thinks this. What the fuck is wrong with what's wrong with this fucking how do you end up in a community that thinks fuck, I'm talking about the ACC, aren't I? Jesus.
Go back and forth.
Your claims care about
you dismiss my knowledge. You dismiss what I know.
Because
how I understand
that. Knowledge. You are displaying that you lack knowledge.
They are perfectly fine right now because we were able to de-escalate the situation. It was an offer.
Say that you are able to go and get the help you need when you need it, and that's not necessarily a stable person. And I'm just trying to say from my experience, I would want someone that has a stable
because I struggle
income and actually goes and work. I'm not saying that.
That's about the X for the people.
That just because I'm getting help I need, then I'm not stable. So I deal with depression. That doesn't mean I'm not intelligent and I can't deal with being stable on a regular day. All right?
But you still
on an everyday basis, that's fine. I still struggle with clinical depression. That's normal for a lot of people.
Okay. I have anxiety, PTSD, and depression. Doesn't mean anything. I'm just trying to say, it doesn't change the fact that you still go in and get outside help.
Fuck.
From what I understand, do you have a 40-hour work week? Do you go to work every day or 4 times 6? However many days a week?
Is that necessary to become a mentor?
Is that
having your life having your life together is a prerequisite. Being
I disagree.
Having a stable income a prerequisite of being a mentor to someone?
It's no, I can mentor people. My life turned out perfectly fine. Oh, fucking hell. Stable people don't sleep 3 days in a row. True. These fucking people.
That's cool bullshit.
It's just
you can go on about that.
Interfacing with society, learning to interface with society in a responsible way where you can achieve your goals and sustain yourself.
With society, you don't think I go out with
is a key part of you don't interface. Sorry, excuse me. Stop talking for me. Nico, stop.
You don't think I interface with people? That is already incorrect.
You don't have a job. You don't have a job. You don't have a. You're not.
I have worked for a company, and then that happened that they fired me. You want to go into that fucking
Can't blame them.
Yeah, please.
You're absolutely ridiculous.
Well, how did you get fired from your job?
I didn't do nothing. It was fiscal year. They were making cuts.
How long ago was that?
5 years ago as well.
5 years ago.
5 years ago? Fuck? I'm sorry, so this person's been homeless, unemployed for 5 years. Does online activism by digging up details about people on Google and is trying to adopt a 16-year-old. What the actual fuck? Oh fuck, I've got a community for them to join. Jesus Christ. Oh fuck. Okay, so for anyone who's not been keeping up with other shit I've been doing, firstly, like and subscribe. But secondly, or Jenny will beat me. The amount of shit we've seen recently of people calling themselves victims and talking about their trauma, and that's why any shitty behavior should be forgiven, is getting a little fucking wild, frankly. Jesus Christ.
it is possible to but that's I'm just okay. Let me start over. I've done that. I've been there. I got fired twice or got let go twice because of COVID. Same job. Obviously, the world stopped and then I lost my job, so I didn't have work for a minute. And then getting back on your feet is hard, 100%. But it is possible, and that's all I'm saying. Like I personally have been
getting back on my feet. How?
Personally, I could never, especially if a kid that I do not know, I could never in my position offer a place to stay to anybody else, let alone a kid who needs solid support and help.
Now, absolutely, I do agree. That's why I was going to bring her to another resource. Obviously, her parents were not being stable and supportive. That was my concern. As far as that goes, I am on disability. I have a place where I'm at right now with a roommate, and we get along extremely well. In terms of that, I have way too many issues where I can't work just any regular job.
For sure. I still get emails about work from home jobs. I get emails about part-time jobs. I'm actually about to cut my work down because of my injuries that I have from my car accident, but like I do not like it. Like I want to be able to do the most, but sometimes you got to work with the life and the restrictions and all that stuff that you have. Like just stopping and not going forward and just like being okay with the circumstances is again, it's kind of hard for me to be like, oh yeah, you're an activist or you're trying to help all these kids or give them the right direction when like you're not necessarily in the position to be able to do that.
I wouldn't say that. I could definitely bring her to a resource that would be very helpful. That's all I'm saying.
They would sound like they're going to cry.
You don't know these resources. Why do you keep acting like you know the resources, like you're intimately familiar with the community? You said yourself you were going to have to Google it. It was also...
Sorry, Becca, just pause quick.
Yeah.
Again, it's all well and good that you know where the female help center is or you know of this resource, right? But again, what happens when you know that the woman health center is there and you know they do look after people that are in need and you get there and their resources are constrained? What happens then? What happens when the girl gets put on a 6-month waiting list? What happens then? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a difference, like fundamentally, there's a difference between, oh yeah, I know Susan who runs the help center, and that might not even be enough even, right? It might be out of their control to make something happen specifically for you kind of deal.
Yeah, I mean, it is so hard to get like any kind of support and onto these things. And I imagine the first question is going to be, hey, why did you catch a train to this location from where you were to come and seek support here? Seriously, like my experience of like mental health services is kind of like there are long waiting lists for any of these fucking things. Lots of people need that support. It's massively under-resourced. And this person, like, if they were homeless and going through shelters, they must know how bad those systems are. Like, they're still doing it. This is fucking wild. I agree with a couple of people in chat who are like, mentorship is important. Like, you can absolutely mentor people and absolutely be like, hey, here's some advice. I do this. Like, I've done this with people around my sector who are like graduates and things. And like, oh, well, what do I do? And I'm like, here's some advice. But like, I don't think I'd take anyone into my fucking home. Oh, thank you for the 5, by the way, Ellington. I'm a victim of the trauma of Beckett covering ACC drama in autistic detail. Forgive me for donating this $5. No, you're forgiven. Thank you. I much appreciate it as always.
But if you want to be a hero like this person wants to be a hero, right? Why not start in your local community? Why not be a mentor for local youths? Right? Probably because they wouldn't allow you to. But start by doing that, and then maybe in the future you can be the home for wayward children. But don't start with the wayward children that need to get on a fucking train to come and stay with you.
Yeah, it's... Stop adopting people off the internet. I cannot stress that enough after recent events. Stop fucking adopting people. It has never worked out. Okay, I can't think of a single fucking situation like where this is like, yeah, this has gone fine. Fuck these people. Right, okay.
I think this person also like subconsciously or does not subconsciously, they don't want to admit it, but they know for a fact that if they go to one of these resources and they volunteer to be one of the, like the homes where they can put people, if that they wouldn't make the cut.
Yeah. Yeah, it's selective. Like if you go through like so I've got friends who foster. And like the process for that is like actually pretty rigorous. I can't speak about Canada. But like yeah, I'd imagine it's pretty similar and pretty restrictive because they don't want to like potentially put you in the hands of someone who's abusive.
You'd have to be off I'd imagine you'd have to be off food stamps.
Yes.
I feel like that is a bare minimum requirement.
Yeah.
They'd be like food stamps and a clear mental health record would be a requirement.
Stable home, able to actually like deal with the shit, and like fuck, I've met some of these kids that my friends have fostered, and you know many of them are like nice kids. They've like had really bad situations, but like yeah, these are really damaged individuals, and unless you're like had training and help to deal with it, like this person can't deal with their own fucking mental health problems, let alone like a fucking 16-year-old who's like considering running away from home and apparently suicide. That's fucking wild that you do that.
You mentioned that. I don't think people realize what they invite into their home. My grandfather was a principal of a reformatory school, right? Which they don't have anymore. They got rid of them. But they were basically the schools for these children, right?
Yeah.
Children that couldn't be at home because their parents were so bad or they had so many issues or whatever. Those kids are fucked up.
Yeah.
They're really fucked up.
Yeah. Of course they are. And you can't, like, one of the things I've said, like, about recent stuff is I think people think, oh, I can take this person and mentor them, and then they get really frustrated when that doesn't work out. I've seen that happen a couple of times recently. And it's like, yeah, you need to be able to deal with somebody's, like, deep intrinsic issues. They don't need a mentor. People need fucking therapy. Like, unironically, they need, like, professional help. They're ill. Like...
or beating.
Two options. Two options based. Fine.
But the community, I do know the people at the Women's Center that can help redirect her to the proper sources.
Okay, so
it is definitely.
You recognize how you've like totally oversold the level of the level of familiarity you have with the services. You acted as if you were like.
No, I haven't oversold it.
You have, because this doesn't give you any special expertise in helping this person. Just knowing some people at the Women's Center, probably from when you've had a time when you needed help from them. I don't think that's sufficient.
No, I've had communication with them about this
to a different country.
I've had this communication with one of the specialists at the center who's a psychologist at the hospital. And in terms of that, she had said that if I bring this teen over, then they can definitely help her. Absolutely.
They encouraged you to bring this teen over. Is that what you're saying? You're saying you actually spoke to me about this and they encouraged you to do that?
That's right. And she's a psychologist at the mental hospital.
You told them the situation was that you met a 16-year-old online who said they wanted to kill themselves, and the specialist psychologist told you.
And I explained the entire scenario.
Oh, lots of people going to the same psychologist as food shops these days. Jesus fucking Christ.
Of her situation. That's right.
Okay, nobody is going to believe that, but that's all right.
All right, that's the problem with the internet. And
so
you can keep arguing about it, but
explain to me the timeline on this. Explain to me the timeline on this. So when did you meet this trans girl, and when did you go to the hospital to have a conversation about them?
No, this was a specialist at the Women's Center who was working at the hospital.
Okay.
In terms of that, this was around the same timeline, the day after.
It was the day after. So how long were you in communication with this 16-year-old for?
About a week and keeping updates on how she was doing and where she was at.
Does that
just to ensure she was fine.
Not really. Not really.
No, other than she has mentioned to me that she has a specialist now that's helping her.
Oh my fucking god.
That's what she's updated me on. But in terms of that, I have no personal involvement in her life. So that's on her. All I've told her is if there's anything you need before in DMs. That's it. But she hasn't been in desperate need, so it's fine for now.
It's nothing to do with the fact that you're clearly fucking crazy, and maybe even a 16-year-old who's got, like, sounds like they have a fair amount of issues is like, yeah, maybe another one. Maybe another person to help me.
But she was never in desperate need of a place to stay, it doesn't sound like.
Well, as long as she's still getting the support from her parents, nah.
But she was never in need.
It was a concern she
never
had.
needed to go to your place, did she? You still haven't. It doesn't feel like you've really justified that. But
well, no, it's probably just based on how she was thinking at the time. But in terms of what could happen, it could. Anybody. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
But I wouldn't overthink it.
You should not be doing this stuff. You will do more harm than good putting yourself in these situations. You're on a Discord call right now, like, struggling with this. This is not a particularly contentious interaction. You're struggling with it quite a lot. that you're not the sort of person who should be counseling suicidal teenagers over the internet. This is why people are told to just refer them to the suicide.
Well, I'm struggling with the fact that you were harassing me over being previously homeless and hoarding.
Where's the harassing? Where's the harassment?
Yeah. That's okay.
Well, where's the
I think he's
harassment?
genuinely curious. I feel like I kind of agree with
Could you go back a second?
Sure.
Struggling with the fact that you
what?
Wait, what are you looking for?
So I want to hear what this word is. Homeless end?
were harassing me over being previously homeless and hoarding.
Where's the harassing? Where's the harassment?
Yeah. That's okay.
Okay, thank God. I heard that wrong.
I feel like
What did you think? What did you think she said?
I heard horny. I thought you said you're harassing me for being homeless and horny.
Queeman, why would you do this to this poor person who just wants to bring a vulnerable 16-year-old into their home? Queeman's the bad guy. Holy fuck. Okay, I hate this fucking harassment argument. If you put yourself out there and you're a fucking content creator, people are going to talk shit about you. It's fine. That's the game. We all know the game. Shut the fuck up.
I kind of agree. If you're hoarding, it's not necessarily good living conditions.
They-
Whether it's
they-
better or worse. It's
Well, no,
still,
it is
like,
getting better.
problem.
By the way, just quickly pause a second.
Yeah,
They made a video where they soft-doxed someone. Right?
Yeah.
Like it wasn't a full-on thing. I can't believe I'm getting harassment. I made this video harassing someone, right? Oh my God, I can't believe that people had a negative experience to this, like a negative reaction.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy, honestly, because everyone hates Tipster, so they should have been. This actually, do you know what it is? It's part of the leftist mindset for like Twitch poll, because people previously have overlooked things. Like Keffels was able to say some pretty fucking insane shit. I don't know if people remember this. Keffels held trials for people to get unbanned, and these were not pleasant. I think she stole the idea from Hassan. I think I'm right in saying that. And these were like actually pretty fucked up because the people who were trying to get unbanned desperately wanted to, like, not all of them, but many of them desperately wanted to just get back into Keffels' community because they found it as like their little safe space. And they were fucking laughing about this, and I was like, look, even I thought that was pretty fucked up, actually. I thought that was a bit messed. And so, yeah, I imagine she's surprised, or they're surprised. I don't know what this person's pronouns are.
Well, but what if like tomorrow, like some shit happens where you like break your leg or something, and then the hoarding continues and you cannot get better? Then what?
Depends on what the hoarding is. There is no build up. That's it.
What we're trying to say is the hoarding itself is.
It's more complicated. Oh, absolutely. In terms of a level of hoarding that I've seen, yes, but it isn't that level of hoarding. In terms of trying to clean up the mess, it is ADHD issues. But then you're digging into a whole other situation that I've mentioned on my channel. So, I don't know, I just wanted to go back to streaming and gaming.
Oh, fuck, it is like Keffels.
Okay. Do you deal with any other teenagers, or is this like the only one?
This is the only one I've confronted in terms of a crisis situation like this. I wouldn't necessarily do this.
What does that mean?
Okay, but like communications with teenagers, that's a common thing then? Just not like this?
No. I have not approached teenagers like that at all.
So you confronted, so you saw them, they were typing, what sort of things were they typing in Tipster's Discord or Keffels' Discord when you confronted them?
Well, I did mention it, and it was about her being alone and without her parents for several years. And that she was going through a lot of school troubles.
Sorry, one second. The thing that...
I don't have proof. It was in his server. I'm out of it now.
It's okay. The proof doesn't matter. We can schedule the statements as they stand. You said the reason you started talking to this person was because you heard they didn't have their parents around.
Yeah, that's what they talked about in the general chat. They were basically having a meltdown.
Queeman, you absolute fucking bastard. What a way to phrase that. Oh, fucking hell, that's funny. So, you heard they were parentless, did you? This person's oblivious. It's fucking amazing. That's so funny.
So give me a rough...
All kinds of issues.
Key points of what they said here. Their parents aren't around. In this meltdown, what were they saying? Their parents aren't around. What else?
That they were feeling alone, and then they wanted to just give up because they were failing school. It was basically that type of line.
Got you.
So of course I'd rather,
Their
help
parents-
someone
Oh my
who
God,
I can understand.
That is terrible optics. Their Their parents weren't around and they were feeling lonely, and I wanted to help them out.
I slipped into their DMs. I learnt it from Tipster.
I've been through some situation similar as my parent, but not as extensive. So I wanted to, at least offer some help to help bring her back. Because that is the thing. You don't have to be an expert to at least give somebody some compassion. If there is a point where it gets to a point where you logically can help someone, of course you give them other options. To
You give them the
call
other
this
options
hotline and that.
of what you send them to. Because you're more likely
Yeah,
to damage
because we did
people.
offer them the suicide hotline and everything else. Like I said, I did go on a tangent in that video. It was an option I offered to her as a last resort. Because we were going through the list, and she was like, no, I don't think so. That wouldn't work for me. Because there really wasn't any,
Okay, you
nearby
recognize-
options
You
she
recognize
could
this is
immediately think
exactly
of.
why you're being told that you shouldn't have involved yourself in this situation. Because the idea that you're sitting there and trying to come up with new things to add to a list of things that a 16-year-old should do before they kill themselves, and in the effort to try and come up with things they should do before killing themselves, you offer a place to live, potentially forming essentially like a trauma bond with a 16-year-old is what you're doing there. That's why you're told not to get involved in these
Fair
situations.
point. Look, it's a fair point. I was just trying to bring her down, and probably not the best line, but I did offer it. So, in terms of that, it's fair enough to say it was a trauma bond. I could see that. But I had offered her the city hall, the suicide
It's
hotline,
so
and we told
bizarre to me to hear people be like, "Oh, I heard this person was suicidal, and I just wanted to, help them out in any way that I could." I've had people message me like sad posts like that. Obviously, if you've ever been on the internet, I'm sure you've experienced it. My reaction has always been, "Oh, fucking hell. I don't want to deal with this right now."
It's funny you say that. Somebody, another content creator messaged me today, or yesterday, with like, what the fuck am I meant to do with this? Because someone had just done that with them. Not about their own thing, but they were like, "Oh, I'm worried about this. Can you check on it for me? I love your streams." And I was like, they were like, I hate when people do this. Like, what the fuck do you say to them? And I was like, I don't get it as well. Like, when people do it to like drama and commentary YouTubers, I find it the weirdest because of all the people you're meant to go to. I think Diorio said this, where he's like, "Oh, if you've got something really serious to deal with, I'm probably not the guy for that." It's like, yeah, fucking obviously.
Yeah,
Like,
why would you come to us?
yeah, I've had people do this because I've covered the ACC stuff where they're like, "Oh, there's this thing," and I'm like, "That is way too fucking serious for me to talk about. Why have you watched anything I've said on this? I don't want to talk about a fucking groovy scandal. I'm good, thank you. That's great, brilliant. Jesus fucking Christ."
told her to take a rest and think about it before she ever made a decision like that.
Wait, did she call the suicide hotline?
I'm not exactly sure if she did, but as far as I know, she went to City Hall. But that's as far as I know about it.
I feel like if it was that dire, I would have immediately just had them do that and never would have suggested what you suggested.
I know. No, I did offer the suicide hotline first. I know it sounds like I suggested that first. It wasn't.
No, you said it was the last thing. Sorry.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else, Quinn?
No, I don't have anything else. No, I think unless there's anything I've missed, people I want a quick shout out.
Oh, so you said that you do gaming mods, or that you're in a Discord where they do gaming
Oh
mods?
yeah, I know. I've
right?
got another one as well. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, what are you curious about that?
Well, you were just saying that you hadn't talked to like minors really like that before, so I'm just trying to figure out like because you said there was minors in that Discord, correct?
Oh yeah, I'm saying there's all kinds of people that start at 13 with coding and that. So we just give them resources to learn coding and that. That's just about it. It's a community Discord. It's not my personal one in particular.
Yeah, but that wasn't really. That's right. I'm just trying to say that wasn't necessarily a question asked. We were just trying to clarify that because I asked if you talk to minors like anywhere else, and so you have more or less, whether it's for coding or otherwise, right?
Yeah, sure. There's like all kinds and all kinds of community servers, but
Oh my god, why are there all these fucking community servers with a load of fucking minors in them? What the fuck is... Do people not understand how weird this fucking looks?
And you know what the worst thing is, right? I was just thinking about this. I would understand this if you were in your early 20s, right?
Sure.
Because even I'll admit it, when I was in my early 20s, there is crossover, right? You're going to be...
Yeah.
Your friend group are going to be 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, that group, right, of people.
Yeah.
You're in your 30s or even late 20s. I have no interest in dealing with minors whatsoever. I do not want to talk to them. I do not want to see them. I do not want them in my Discord servers. They are just a hassle to have around. and these people actively involve themselves with them. It's weird.
Yeah,
Bizarre to me.
I said before, like years and years ago, like probably a decade ago now, if not more. I ran like a really small like Warframe guild with one of my best mates. And like it's tiny, like fairly, like it was like 10, 20 people in this group. And we found out somebody was 16. They were in a call and they were like, oh yeah, we're 16. And like immediately I sat down with my mate and we were like, okay, so we need to kick this person, like instantly. Got them into a call and we're like, nothing personal. You're a nice person. You haven't done anything wrong. But we're all older than you. You need to go. Because we didn't fucking like do like, hey, send us your fucking social media. And they were okay, they were fine about it. They were a bit sad because they spent a lot of time with the group, but it was like, yeah, like we're fucking adults. It's not just a protection thing either. It's like I don't want to be around minors and like feel like I have to like moderate myself because there's obviously things you wouldn't talk about in front of a fucking young, like somebody under the age of 18. It's fucking weird to do that. But then I see all these like VC calls and things with minors in, and people have no moderation. This is what happened with the fruitcake thing. Like somebody entered like they were talking about a call that happened where the owner of that server was like masturbating in the call, and they told a 15-year-old about it. They were like openly talking to Slimmers about it. They were like, "Oh yeah, be careful about going in the VC. Toasty might be in." They're like fucking masturbating. I was like, fucking what? What's wrong with you fucking people? What happened to any form of common sense? Fucking hell.
Right,
I'll just let you know.
Say that again. Beavers?
What?
Oh,
I
okay.
didn't say shit.
No, my brain just broke. That's fine.
Like my existing on the internet, I don't talk to minors. Like I don't talk to anyone that's under 18, except my nephew is the only one, and that's a whole thing. But I haven't talked to him in 10 years. He's my brother's kid, but that is it. Everybody else gets immediately blocked for this reason.
Wait, for everyone who's not been keeping up with the fucking Lio stuff, yeah, a lot of it's really fucking weird. Okay.
And like it's more of a preventative thing, not only for them to keep them safe, but for you to stay out of stuff like this. You
That's fair.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever
I will
think about that
consider what
to
you have
be-
said. Yes, I
Consider?
understand. Maybe I have considered overstepping with this teenager. That to be said.
No, but you did overstep. I think that's kind of a thing.
No, yeah, with
Wait, hold on. I want to go back. That's weird. That's a very weird way to phrase something. What the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever
I will
think about that
consider what
to
you have
be-
said. Yes, I
Consider?
understand. Maybe I have considered overstepping with this teenager.
Wait. What you? What does that mean in the context of a person who's already doing all of this? What did they think the overstep was? That's actually that's a little fucking worrying. That's a little sus right there. What the fuck?
That to be said.
No, but you did overstep. I think that's kind of a thing.
No, yeah, with offering that, absolutely. I do consider that as the situation, of course. And yeah, next time I just won't offer that if it comes up again.
Next time.
In terms of
Interesting.
that, I still want to help people step down from, that situation when somebody is suicidal. That is like the mental health I support. There are mental health support groups and other servers for that reason, for people who need that.
Yeah, but you those groups have training,
That's fair.
accountability, oversight. You're not the person to be doing that. There's a reason why we have these organizations. It's so people like you don't try and do it.
So people like you,
Yeah,
face.
that's absolutely fair.
Oh fuck.
And by the way,
And, that's why
this
we offer
person is
services
talking
like
about the mod lady. She's not talking about organizations there. She's talking about those fucking Discord self-help servers. They are AIDS. They are really fucking AIDS. You go in there and it's just people. It's the worst thing ever, right? So they get a bunch of suicidal people together and they have a group. They have like a channel where everybody can post about their woes, right? And I've gone into those things before, just see what's going on, shits and giggles. And I go in there and I read it, and you leave there and you're like, oh my god, I want to end game right now. Right? Like, it is that depressing to read those channels, and you're like, why would a suicidal person ever come here? This would just make me end it all.
It's like that fucking tweet. Like I was part of a suicide support group, and there's like 2 of us left. And somebody commented, like, "Wow, how bad a support group are you guys?" Like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Oh, and you know what the worst thing about those well, it's not the worst. It's kind of a funny thing that happens with those suicide or those self-help Discord servers is they end up the drama that they end up having is about my mental struggles are worse than your mental struggles. Like that is what they end up having fights about.
It's a
So
trauma off. Yeah.
Yeah, they'll be like, well, I understand that your boyfriend broke up with you, but my mother literally killed herself. All right.
I
So
I
weird.
kind of want to get into one of those fights with somebody at some point. It's like just for the memes. Oh yeah, you think you've had it bad? Well, just because like oh fuck, I keep hearing about people's trauma recently. I've heard a lot of people talk about their trauma, and by and large, with the exception of like two people so far recently, I have thought. You weren't bullied enough as a child. You actually weren't bullied enough. You were not fit into a locker enough because none of this is trauma. None of this counts. None of this counts. Shut the fuck up.
But that's the thing with even like minor traumatic events, right? Or not trauma, but like embarrassing things you've done, shitty things that have happened in your life. Everybody has that, right? The normal and healthy response is to internalize that, and that becomes character. Personality.
Suppress it, push it right fucking down deep inside you.
Yeah.
Never let it out until like one day when you're like driving along the freeway.
Yep, and then you sit there with a smile.
No, in terms of
Okay,
Discord
so-
servers,
so
there is a
also,
lot of other
you
strike
said that
communities.
you spoke to the 16-year-old about the Vosh, Lolly, and Zoophilia drama?
That was something she brought up, that she was in these other servers, and I said that's more of a concern. And told her that she should step out of those groups and not be involved.
What groups? Vosh's
Like these
server?
other adults. Yeah. That's a real problem.
It sounded like you said that she was familiar with the topics of Lolly and Zoophilia or something like that, was what you said, I thought. And that you spoke about that.
Yes. Not me to her. She was what brought up the fact that she was with these types of people and servers. That was the real issue.
What?
But my point is that there should be
Fucking hate this. Also, quickly,
How is that not a red flag? I'm having DMs with a 16-year-old that is telling me that they're in Discord servers about zoophilia and lolicon.
Also, wait, hold on. Fucking what Discord servers were these? Were they? Oh,
I don't know. Apparently, they just said that they hung out with zoophiles and lolicons.
Well, I've got my opinion on some of the fucking servers circling around that fucking community, I'll be completely honest with you. Listen, the healthy way to deal with trauma is, and this is how I deal with it, this is why I'm fine and a happy person, is to become an insomniac and ruin your sleep schedule and laugh at people online. That's the healthy thing to do. That's what sane, normal people do.
Internalize.
Yeah, internalize. Make it other people's problem. But in a fun way.
concern about the types of adults she was interacting with. That's why. Vosh and the zoophile group. Like, someone that young shouldn't be allowed in those.
Vosh and the
camps
zoophile
at all.
group. Well, that's
So I don't know why.
interesting.
There's people who allow it. That's the fucked up part.
But you're talking to them in DMs as well. Like, how can you act like it's fucked up for them to let them in the server
No,
when you're...
I have not talked to those people.
No, you've talked to the
You've spoken to-
16-year-old.
You've spoken to
Talking
Mike.
about.
Wait, what? Okay, what group? What people?
Just that she has brought up meeting people who are into zoophile. I have not interacted with these people at all. She was what brought up the information to me, and I told her she should get away from those people. I'm concerned about what type of people in those servers are allowing that.
There is a 16-year-old
Like,
just
Vosh is out there.
cackling at all of this. You know that?
Would you think they're a troll?
I think they're a troll. Or at the very least, they were just lying for attention.
Yeah, I'd
I'm
buy that.
suicidal. I hang out with lolicons. I hang out with zoophiles.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
so
don't have any parents.
So the lolicons and zoophile things is interesting because I've heard things about certain servers around Vosh's community years ago, mind. but also with the recent stuff with Vosh. Like, it's like, is it unbelievable that like Vosh has zoophiles in his community? Because one of the things that really surprised me, well, it didn't surprise me, it just depressed me about the whole Vosh controversy is everyone's coming out, like, not everyone, but like Tipster and Cath's coming out, oh, Vosh isn't a lolicon or stuff. Like, let's put that to a side at the moment. Let's say that's debated and no one cares. Just insane, but like, whatever. Vosh went on stream and said that he wanted to be turned into a horse to fuck women. He has had a horse fetish for years. I've now seen like screenshots going back like to when Vosh was a teenager and he was talking about fucking horses. Vosh is a zoophile. Like, Vosh is actually a self-admitted zoophile. From what I can see, in my opinion, for legal reasons. And no one seems to care in that side. No one's like, that should be enough to completely fucking burn Vosh to the ground for any of these fucking people, right? He wants to be a horse. He has a horse fetish. I feel like I'm taking fucking crazy pills. What is wrong? What is going on that no one seems to give a fuck about this? This is really, it's weird. I know the lolicon stuff is like internet terms like more egregious, and I completely agree with that. But it's just like,
if you can fuck a dog, you can fuck a kid.
Have you been speaking to a guy named Smugbug? Jesus fucking Christ.
No, I'm just saying that's why it's equally cancelable, right?
Sure.
It's like, I don't know why they need the lolicon thing. The wanting to fuck animals is more than enough.
Well, you can see this in the, like, because I covered like a bestiality documentary like years ago when I first started streaming.
Of course you did.
Well, of course, we all know me. But like it's one Jim's covered as well, and I thought it'd be fun. But right at the beginning, these fucking freaks are standing at like a gate, like fence, like trying to call over the horses, being like, "Oh, it's a nice boy. Oh, he's a pretty boy." And I'm like, this is. I mean, you just sound like a fucking pedophile. It's just like, and this poor horse. I'm just like, somebody save the fucking horse. Jesus fucking Christ. This is no place for a horse. Death from Dark Souls 2. Jesus fucking Christ.
Potentially.
Well, I guess you actually know where they
I
were.
don't know if she's actually active. No, there's a separate server that she was in. I'm just saying she is aware of these topics because of the way
Well, I'm trying to
that the internet is.
what server it was, but sure.
I don't know exactly the server.
Okay.
It was
Why is
another
it?
server.
Why is it that you're charging yourself with this?
Okay, so this is Stylo. Fuck. Okay.
I love Stylo.
Yeah, I love it. Fuck it. I know it's going to be some insane shit, but I absolutely love Stylo. Stylo is Stylo is always on point.
This duty when you're a pathetic homebody who hasn't had a job in 5 years.
Because I actually
Fucking
have the
voice in my head.
You do not have the. If you have the hustle, you clean your room. You clean your home. You're making eggs in the microwave.
Mhm, so it's cool.
No, it's not cool. You need to get off the internet. You need a social worker.
Okay, but I don't need to work for people to have a right to exist. That is my position.
Well, it's not like a right to exist. What's the point of having a right to exist if you live in squalor?
Oh, so it's okay for people to just starve to death and die if you don't like them?
Hey, Stylo.
What does that relate to what I just said?
If I'm living in squalor, that's my business, that's my home.
No, but you're inviting some other damaged individual into that business. And then we're
what's
making it,
the
like,
business
public.
calling them a damaged individual. Okay,
Because they
but
have
you're
like
the
an
one
unhappy
calling
life
them
and they're planning
damaged.
to get trafficked across state lines by some random freak who claims to have childcare expertise.
Interesting words you're throwing out there.
Highly fucking
State
based.
lines, she's in the same country as I am. She's in the same province or state, whatever you want to call it. And if you want to say I'm a
Wait,
homebody
you said it was.
freak, that
I
is
thought you said it was
really
a different. They were in a different country.
Yeah,
And why would she? Yeah,
No, I said-
why would she have to come to you for the different care? Remember, she was like, "Oh, you can come to my area. We have such better things." But if you guys live
Get
in
on
the
a train.
same province of Canada, or whatever the case may be, or whatever you live,
Well, I don't know how
Canada,
big
I think.
province is it. I don't know how big a geographic location a province is in Canada. I've got no fucking idea.
I think they're pretty big. But I think if you're from Victoria, right? I think you have access to all the resources in Victoria, kind of deal. The way that she made it sound when she originally spoke about this was, oh, this fucking kid is in Quebec.
Yeah, like a
Right.
terrible fucking area as well. Well, like
They're
Quebec.
fucking yeah, like they're in fucking Quebec, and I'm in Victoria, and we have much better help for trans people in Victoria than in Quebec. Well, no, they're both in Victoria or Quebec or whatever the case may be.
They're usually pretty big, bigger than England. Yes, we're tiny. Fuck off. But yeah, again, now it sounds like it's a downplay of what they were saying before. Because again, like their earlier stuff was like, oh, I needed to do this big thing. And now they're getting pushed back on the hero shit. Now it's a fucking problem.
That it was in the same country.
No, you said that they didn't have universal healthcare.
And that's not what I said. I said they didn't have access to it.
What's huh?
Does that make sense?
I think you're playing like word games. That doesn't make any sense.
No.
So you said,
Wait,
is they're a foreign national?
No, no, I'm not. No. Shut up.
Foreign national? No,
Yeah, like because is that if the parents work overseas, the parents live overseas, are they like a foreigner? They come over, so they don't have like they're not on the universal healthcare program, or what's the deal here? What do you mean they don't have access to it?
They don't have access to their own medical information. That's why.
What do you they have
That
access
was
to?
the concern.
What?
You
What's
don't
that
need it.
even
You just
mean?
go and
They-
fill out
they-
with like your social security and
Yeah,
fill
you
out
have
an application online.
like an ID card.
That
I
doesn't
think would
make
be
sense.
sufficient.
That's fair if they have it.
Well, you said it like confidently.
information
And
they
now
want
it sounds like you don't know what you're
Acting like
talking
you know what
about.
you're talking about, but you don't. This is like the whole thing. You've probably done more harm than good here,
Absolutely.
almost definitely.
No, yeah,
No.
thank you. Definitely done more harm than good.
And I do not owe the system my right to exist by like.
Well, the system is helping you
someone-
exist, no?
You only exist because of the system.
And
You're
that's
starving in the
good.
gutter right now without the system.
Yeah, like
And that's fine.
you're making
I'll
like microwave eggs in like a likely a roach infested home. I'd like to make sure that's clear. You haven't had a job for 5 years.
Mhm.
The system is keeping you alive.
Good. Then let me have my pathetic existence.
Yeah, but don't.
Let me have my pathetic existence. Fucking hell. I like the way we've gone from Abby Blackbird as good cop, Queeman is moderately like harsher cop, and then Stylo walks in and goes, "Listen, motherfucker, you degenerate freak." I think this is the point that that they knew that they'd fucked up. It's not gonna go well for them.
Bring anyone else into it. That's the problem.
And that's not your business.
Yeah, but it shouldn't be yours. That's the problem.
And then I'll make it my business if it's my own.
No, that's you shouldn't be doing that. You're a danger to that child.
No, I'm
I
not. You're
should say.
assuming I am.
Well, what do you want to have them in your home for? What benefit is that for them?
But to stay and live here, that wasn't what the situation was or the conversation. But all you're here for is to throw insults at someone for not working, and that's on you, buddy. That's your prejudice.
The prejudice against people who can't contribute to society?
And
that a bad
wait,
thing?
you think I'm not contributing to society?
No, because you don't have a
because I'm
job.
not working from some corporate. Oh yeah, I'm not
Yeah,
contributing.
there's
to
other
rich
jobs than like a
person.
corporate job, right?
I'm not contributing to a rich person.
You can work at like a what's the shit called, like the nonprofit, a co-op type
Nonprofit,
thing.
yeah.
Like you could do something
I'll
to like, better
contribute
your society.
positively to community by not pocketing money into a rich person's pocket. And
What is
helping
it? What did I
people
just say
mostly
about a
find that.
nonprofit or a co-op? You could do something beneficial. You could be picking up trash on the side of the road, but you're not. You're living at home making microwave eggs.
I wouldn't mind that if they actually made it simple to apply for one.
Well,
You just
I
go
think it
out.
would be. You just volunteer. It's like volunteer work.
Yeah, it's not exact. You still have to
I'm
register.
almost certain it's exact. You have to like.
Wait, can you not
Are you like a
register
danger
for
to the trash? Are you gonna hurt the trash in some way?
Throw it away. It would be good, but no, it's my physical issues as well.
There's
So
other-
you are
yeah,
like
you
a
don't
total
have to do it.
debilitated wretch, is what I'm hearing. So I was
Yes.
right when I said you have no
In a lot of
benefit.
ways. So, in your aspect, somebody that has no benefit and can't work if they are disabled should just starve and die. They shouldn't be allowed to live.
No, I think you shouldn't involve yourself with other people. You should just live your own life and not try to traffic some child across state lines.
I think,
Come live
yeah,
with me.
exactly.
That's
I
what
think you shouldn't invite other people to starve and die with you.
They're just incapable of understanding this. Quilla said this right at the beginning, and I was like, I believe Quilla. I'm like, yeah, fair based, but like, I didn't think it would be this bad. And this is like the constant like pivot of arguments. It's like this person's just constructed like it's in real time constructing a straw man of everything Stylo is saying, going, you just want me to die. You just want me to starve to death and desiccate. He's like, no, I just want you to, you know, stop trying to talk to fucking 16-year-olds. You fucking mess of a human being.
But also the defense of Cope about like not having a job. Like just be honest. Be like, yeah, bro. Fucking life dealt me a shit hand. I've got mental health issues, physical health issues. Unfortunately, I cannot hold down a job. No, it's, well, I'm contributing to society by not putting money in some rich guy's pocket. Why can't you just be honest and just be like, yeah, life dealt me a shit hand, bro. I didn't ask to be alive.
I can't believe we keep focusing on the microwavable eggs. Like, actually, do you know what? I haven't, like, the last time I microwaved an egg was, like, a fucking long time ago when I was, like, a uni student, like, first year uni student. Maybe second year. Fuck it. But, like, yeah, I was much more of a mess back then. I was fucking... I shouldn't have been giving anyone advice. I didn't... Yeah. Actually, do you know what? That's what we're going to have. We're going to have the microwavable egg metric. If you're still microwaving eggs, you're not allowed to, like, mentor anyone. There you go. Nice, easy fucking metric. You're the sort of person microwaving egg.
Whatever.
Well, it's not whatever. You're doing something that's bad.
I don't know. There's multiple issues that were Abby. If I could go into it, I would.
Well, you should know what your disabilities are. Like, you get
I
paid for
do.
something every month, right? You get paid from disability every month? Like, I know, like, Canadian disability, I'm assuming that's where you are. It's, like, stupid easy to get, but, like, what are you on disability for?
Well, I wouldn't say it's easy, but yeah, I
It's
am
pretty
on
easy.
disability.
Letty's boyfriend still is on disability, and that man has never worked a day in his life. What is your
Well,
disability?
the only issue is that if you're playing when you're older, not so much. My cousin got denied, even though she does have problems.
Sure. So, like, what exactly? Do you have, like, an actual diagnosis of, like, something other than depression?
Yes, I've had asthma and arthritis and all kinds of things.
Do you think any of that could be fixed by being active?
Yeah, like losing weight
Going outside?
Fuck's sake,
and losing
Tyler.
weight.
Going and taking dogs for a
I
walk?
have been trying
And losing weight.
Just
Yeah, I
over
am
and
losing
over.
weight. I had to literally get thyroid medication for that.
Oh, it's a thyroid
And I am
issue.
active.
It's more common than people think.
So you are able to
Of
do
course, like-
something like go volunteer somewhere. You're not, like, that disabled. Disabled, whatever.
On a regular basis? I don't know. It depends.
Nobody
I'm still
hears
trying
on a
to find
regular
place.
basis. Like, it's just to go and be, like, exist around people. It is important to, like, socialize and to be out around other people. You know that, right?
Oh, if you're saying that, I don't know what you mean by not socializing. Like I said, I'm out with the community
Like,
groups.
with
as
people
always.
on the regular. Like, on, like, 3 days a week, you go to a pet shelter and go and walk dogs. Like, it's not difficult to do that.
If I could do 3 days a week, but I can't walk dogs. But yeah.
Start with like one.
difference that-
Start like
I
with an
don't-
afternoon.
I'm sorry, wait, what?
Like, on, like, 3 days a week, you go to a pet shelter and go and walk dogs. Like, it's not difficult to do that.
If I could do 3 days a week, but I can't walk dogs. But yeah.
Start with
can't
like one.
walk
Start like with
dogs.
an afternoon.
I'm just throwing out examples. I'm not saying you have to do, like, jump in head first. I'm just saying there are solutions. I'm just hearing a lot of, like, reasons as to why you can't, and it's hard for us to be like give you benefit when you're just.
Do you know, Beavers, do you know the have you had breakfast question? How would you feel if you didn't have breakfast?
Yeah.
It's like that. It's like, oh, have you considered walking dogs? Like something like that, like really simple volunteer work. Like Abby's clearly staging a hypothetical. Oh, well, I can't walk dogs though. I'm like, oh fuck. The meme is real. The fucking meme is actually real.
Going to being a scout.
No, I'm granting you that. I just don't find the options here. That's why.
And that kind of comes back to the original problem of if you can't find the solutions for yourself, then why
True,
would you find
Georgie.
solutions for a kid.
You can adopt a human, but can't.
In terms
No, I
of
can't walk
resources for
dogs.
sheltering and that. there
Humans
is.
are easier.
That's why.
What are you talking about?
You should not take care of other people if you have to ask for help for even
but
yourself,
it's,
as far as your
again,
existence. So, like, socially,
You have
physically.
such extensive. She has such extensive. Or they have such extensive contacts in these community activist or help groups. Why don't you go help them?
Yeah, I'm sure they need help. I'm sure they'd be more than happy to.
You can just carry a box. That's like
Just
you can do
carry
anything.
Just carry them up. Just pick it up. It'll be fine. Yeah, I mean, okay, actually, unironically, if this is the sort of person who turned up at a community help, they'd be like, yeah, sure, come and, like, stand over here in this fucking corner. It's like, what's this
Yeah,
person
you-
realistically going to do? Would you let this person near food to prepare food for somebody?
No. But they're the type of person, they pull up to the community help center and they're like, no, we'll have a specialist come see you now. And they're like, no, I'm here to be the special. I'm here to help, guys. I'm here to help these people. No, we'll have somebody deal with you soon. You just go sit there in the corner. We'll get somebody. They'll outfit you, send you some food. You'll be okay, buddy.
So Lisa, this is pretty shitty. This person doesn't need to justify its disability or explain their health issues to random people online. No, they don't. Which is why it's insane that they've put themselves in this position. Like, this is somebody who... But the problem is that, like, if they were just a random glub show, student Chud's word again, it wouldn't, like, this wouldn't be the fucking, an interview, would it? But this is somebody who is putting themselves out there to try and be an activist, is talking to minors and trying to put themselves as forward as a mentor. And much like the same thing with, like, a lot of the Lyo stuff, yeah, it should probably be highlighted that people shouldn't be doing this. Like, this person's fucking oblivious to the issues they're potentially causing. Let's just think it out for a second. Let's say they took this 16-year-old from their like grandparents, was like, come live with me. This breaks down horrifically, and that 16-year-old, let's say they can't go back, or they don't feel they can go back, and then this person has caused somebody to end up homeless. Yeah, like, I think that's fucking crazy. And I know that, like, people should have sympathy for each other, but, like, holy fuck, this is, like, a different level. No one made this person do any of this fucking stuff. And, like, while Stylo and Queeman are not going to be, like, nice about it, this is content to them, and I fucking don't blame them for that. This is the person who was sending videos to Chud, trying to get into, like, get a name for themselves by doing this. Yeah, I think it is. I think it is publicly criticizable. I think it's a pretty easy standard to hold, actually.
With your housing, whatever wise, like, you still get paid from disability. That's still getting help, regardless of whether
And
it's a job or whatever.
And getting help is not a problem. Getting help is not an issue, and there's no reason to shame people for that.
I'm not saying no. I'm not saying that. I'm saying I have a hard time with getting help myself. I get it. I'm not saying there's a problem there. I'm just saying that it's hard for me or most people to give you the benefit of, like, offering that or to welcome that space to anybody if you aren't getting help yourself. That's what I'm trying to say.
If I'm not getting help myself, I already stated I am. I don't know where this is going.
I'm just saying you are in no place to help people if you are still struggling yourself. That's what I'm trying to fucking say.
You can't walk dogs 3 times a week. You shouldn't be helping people.
Oh, really? So I can't just bring them over somewhere that I can have time for? If I have time in a day where I have the energy to go out and do such a thing, I can. But on a regular basis, not so much. That doesn't mean I can't just get out one day or so.
Well, you should do that instead of trying to help random people on the internet who you cannot help.
And I have been helping people in my life as well, so thank you.
You know, a lot of what you say rings hollow when, like, your first instinct after being blown out of Tipster's community was to try to ruin his life. Like, you talk about wanting to stop people from committing suicide. One of the biggest reasons people commit suicide is losing all of their income. So why was that, like, your first instinct to try to ruin his life?
Started spitting.
I wasn't going to take away his income.
Well, why did you bring it up at all? Why was that relevant to bring up?
Because in terms of him being a socialist at all, he's hypocritical.
No,
Tipster is a fat hypocrite. Everyone knew that.
You know what? Well, pause quickly.
Yeah.
No, you did, because we didn't pause on it, right? But there's a little sneaky bit in that video where they show his paycheck, how much he earns, right? And they say, oh, he works in the school system, right? And then they show a little flash, like a little text flash shows up that says, while defending Lolicon, by the way.
Yeah.
What were you trying to do with that little flash that you were showing there? What was your intent?
Yeah, you hear this a lot with people. Well, I was just giving out the information. That's all I did. Like, I fucking hate when Lyo does this thing where he's like, oh, I use the white pages. You know, this is public information. Lyo's like, I don't dox anyone. And it's like, I think we all understand, like, why you do that. Like, we've heard, like, oh, well, Lyo's gathering information for these reasons. It's like, yes, but you've also phoned people's parents and reported somebody to their school as a school shooter because you had an internet argument with them. Like, you can frame that however you want. It's quite clear what the intent is. And in the same way, yeah, like, it doesn't, like, there's no utility in bringing up Tipster's income and being like, well, as a socialist, he needs to do this. No, fuck that. There are far more, like, egregious examples if people are going to do that. That's like saying, well, Hassan needs to publish everything he's ever fucking earned. And, like, we can laugh at Hassan, but if people want to give him money, if people are, like, that bought in, fucking that's their choice. That's their choice. Fuck you. And like, yeah, this person, if this had gone opposite direction, and everyone had sided with them, and Tipster had lost their job, this person would not be sorry about it. They wouldn't have cared, because they are somebody who's vindictive on the internet. They say we've seen this so many fucking times.
We knew that going in.
Yeah. But in terms of that, it was more so to point out to him. I think he's still a fucking idiot. He didn't get it. But
Yeah,
regardless,
like you're talking about how he's delusional when we're speaking to you right now. Is that not like ironic to you?
Oh my god.
No, because you're bringing up points that are not relevant to the situation.
You think Tipster might respond the exact same way?
Do I give a fuck what he thinks?
Why should we give a fuck what you think? Right?
Then don't. Why do you care then? Why are you here?
Because you're trying to harm people, and you think it's helping.
I'm harming someone by redirecting them to a resource that could help them. Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's not really
You
what
do
happened,
know-
is it? You offered them to come and stay at your house where they would undoubtedly be in the worst position. Also, you just injected.
Stay at my house where I could redirect them the next day to a resource that will help them, that will take them in.
Why not do that without putting them in your home? That's dirty
And
and
I can do
disgusting.
that. That's pretty much.
No, you
what
should
the
do
other
that.
plan
And
was.
it's actually, you shouldn't be involved at all.
No, I will be if I need to be. I need to
You
step in
don't
and help
need to be.
someone.
That's the problem. This
Yeah,
is the
there's
delusion
no
I'm talking
circumstance where,
about.
yeah, there's no circumstance where you need to be, or even where you should be. Literally no circumstance where you should be doing that.
You offered zero value to
Well, I
like I said,
wouldn't say
society
that.
broadly. I don't know how you can offer value to this child who needs help.
I'm offering value in terms of helping people in my community as well as some people online.
Okay,
I do not
how are you
charge-
helping
How
people
are
in
you,
your
how are you
community?
helping people? You just said a minute ago you're helping people.
Can't
around
walk
you. How do you do
dogs.
that? How do you help people? What do you do?
I offer my support.
How? What sort of support? To who?
I don't know what other elaboration you need.
Well, because there's
Like,
many kinds of support,
anything
like,
more
not
specific than
financial.
that? Yeah.
So
Anything
we
more
know it's not
specific.
financial support.
Nah, I don't need to bring up any more specifics.
I just don't believe that. I just think you're lying again because you lied about the familiarity you had with the services in your area. You lied about being a digital activist. You just meant that you're like a producer sped for Discords. Like, I
In
think you're
terms
just
of
lying again.
activism?
I don't, yeah,
Uh-huh.
you don't do activism. You don't do any activism.
You're like
This is
laughing.
on your side
Yeah,
to think
so
of what you want.
what activism do you do?
Yeah, because I see you're just attacking issues that have nothing to do with the main points, and this is
No, it's
Oh,
about
these
how
are all
you
the main points.
characterize
These are all in your
yourself.
videos. Yeah, this. Okay, they left.
Oh,
You won.
thank you. I don't.
I don't know. I want to know what social worker, like child care specialist, would tell some like obese microwave egger that they can transfer the child across like province state lines without.
Right, okay. It's my crush. Yeah. Oh, fuck. Okay. Beavers.
Yes, Packet.
How you feeling? You good?
I am feeling emotionally drained.
Me too. Okay.
There's been a lot to put up with listening to this person.
Well, like, fuck, we were meant to do this weeks ago. It's nice to finally get through it. We've had this fucking shit, like, on the list for ages. Oh, God. Okay, I'll let you go. And thank you so much for coming and hanging out. I appreciate it, buddy.
All right, adios. Bye,
No,
chat.
man. Cool. Right. Fucking hell. My poor brain. Cool. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. And thank you for putting up with a slightly more fucking tired Beckett stream. I clearly need a fucking rest. I cannot fucking, people need to stop adopting people off the internet, please. Please. You know, like, this year's been so weird for like content trains. It's like either it's gone like pedophile hunters, fucking like grooming scandals, rape reviews, and fucking adoptions. I don't know what it is about 2024. It's like we end up hitting themes. I fucking hate it. Also, whoever's food shop's therapist is needs to stop giving advice to people. I'm now convinced this is all the same person. That's my headcanon. Let's find out who is live. Let me send you to somebody if I can. Is Kankumore live? I send you to Kankumore. I like Kankumore. He's good. Kankumore's not live. Fuck. Who is live? Who we got? Is no one live? Fucking Rakia Law. Who wants to go watch Rakia Law? Jesus fucking Christ. Alright, okay. Unless anyone's got a recommendation of who to raid into, of who I can send you to. Time to microwave some eggs? No, it's fine. It's fine. I cook. I've got steak downstairs. Actually, I might go make some late night steak. Eat something. Have a good rest, bud. Yeah, no worries. I will be back Saturday. I've got a couple of days off now. I've got some random shit to take care of, but I should be back Saturday. I kind of want to do some like more chilled out stuff while the cycle is low. Though I've heard there's interesting stuff that happened today, so I might have a look at that. Yeah, like and subscribe, and go chill out. Basically, do I give you an outro song? Can I be fucking bothered? Probably not. Right. Okay. Cool. Fair enough. Go to bed, degenerates. Laters.